which is this right now. This is what I'm doing.
You got away from it though.
Yeah.
Like you broke down the fourth wall. You should have just started talking.
Oh yeah, but that's not fun. I blend between. All right, then. Sure. Then you take the intro this time, buddy. I did it last time. It's your turn. What do you say?
I like when Kevin does.
You like when I do it, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, distinguished guests using all the intros we're taught in the mobile DJ world. Welcome back. We're in double digits, Shorty.
We are
double digits. Episode 10.
Episode 10 and almost 1,000 listens on the podcast. So.
Hey, and you can hear those claps in the background. Those are coming from our guest, Alex Nepa. What's up, bro?
That is not Kevin clapping his cheeks.
Nope, I'm not. Afraid not. I'm not. Yeah, we got Nepa here today. Nepa is a Penn State area DJ, State College, I guess you could call it if you know the area.
Yeah.
Booking agent, I guess we could call you, for the Basement Night Spot, which is absolutely sweeping this area. Dude, your Instagram is fucking fire, by the way.
That's all me too, man.
Dude, yeah. Oh my God. So people are like, we'll get into the basement. We'll definitely get into the basement. Yeah. So Nepa, you've been DJing for how long? Give us like your elevator pitch of yourself, if you don't mind.
I just started last year. I did my first wedding this weekend. It was great. I took home a bridesmaid. Yes. She was kind of cute. She was an Ohio 4. So, we're having a good time.
Is an Ohio 4 a PA 10? Is that what that is?
Oh, what? Really? You're ranking Ohio better than Pennsylvania?
Wow, dude.
Damn.
Taking shots.
I mean, I don't know.
We've got power in numbers here, bro. We will drive down to Louisiana and whoop your ass.
Wait, you're in Louisiana? South Carolina, right?
I fucking hate Kevin because all the time he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to come to Arkansas and kick your ass."
Oh, it's so
can't wait to come to North Carolina. Knowing he knows where I live, like knowing he knows that I live in South Carolina.
You're in Greenville, right?
I know. See, Kevin, Alex knows more than you and I literally FaceTime each other for 3 hours.
I never claimed to know anything about you.
Kevin, listen, Kevin, I don't know if I can be friends with Kevin anymore because after the show, 2 shows ago, he FaceTimes me. He wanted to talk about the show, and he's talking to me, and he's got his FaceTime. I'm watching him, and I go, Kevin, what are you doing right now? And he does that smile. And he goes, nothing. And then we keep talking. And he goes, hang on, I got to put the phone down. And he puts the phone down on top of the toilet roll holder. And you hear the toilet paper being dispensed as he's wiping his ass while I'm on FaceTime. So for anyone wants to know what kind of a friendship Kevin and I have, that is it. I don't want it, but that's the kind of friendship.
If you want a friendship like that, hit me up. I will FaceTime you every time I poop. If you want.
Do you poop in the bed too, like Amber Heard?
I don't. I'm afraid not. I don't. I probably spend about as much on liquor as Johnny Depp does, though. That's for sure.
Now, Kevin might not know much about us, but he knows all about himself. And from what I hear, he's the best. And I only know that because he told me.
Yeah. You'll hear that from me. Actually, that's like the last thing you'll hear from me, dude.
He is a humble dude.
I try to stay as humble as possible, and man, you actually were like one of the biggest, most recent boosts of encouragement for me because you hit me up for the opening weekend of the basement.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I did Friday night, and that was, first off, I cannot say enough about your clientele there, like how respectful they were back then. At least it's been a couple months. I'm sure they've changed a little bit.
I don't know if you listened to my most recent podcast. I had a rough Friday night.
Did you really? Dude, well, so that my second time was a little bit rougher. But that's club life, right? We get used to it. But yeah, dude, I told you when I got there and I was like setting up, which was plugging my laptop in. I was just like, I've never done a club before, right? And you're like, yeah, I know. And I was like, and you had me out anyway, and you're like, yeah, that's why you're here. So
man, we'll get you back, man. Yeah.
Bro,
I'm gonna leave.
Thank you, man.
I'm gonna leave and come back because my camera's sucking.
Okay.
It's doing that thing. Cool. It's doing that thing again.
Sweet. That'll make editing super fun. Can't wait.
Love editing. I hate editing podcasts.
Dude, so you have your Sips and Ish podcast as well. We're going to continue while Shorty's not here, and we'll say really nice things while he's not here about him. He's a super huge fan of your podcast. And I think you had told me at one point that he was one of your most listening people on Spotify or something.
I don't know if I can access that data.
You definitely, he must have like commented on stuff or something like that, or was just like constantly reposting stuff for you. I don't know, but I remember you saying something like that you had, like that was pretty much.
Yeah, no, he showed love a lot. Yeah, definitely showed a lot of love. So I appreciate that. That beer is making me so jealous, by the way.
Dude, I have never had this before, and you're a Pennsylvania guy, so you know Trogs. This is like,
love Trogs.
It's the first time I've had it, and I've just always loved everything that comes out of their doors.
Wait, what is the show sponsored by today, Kevin? What drink?
The show is not sponsored by Trogs Brothers Brewing Company. This is the Hop Horizon IPA, ladies and gentlemen. It is a 6.5 Citra Mosaic and Sabro hops containing nice little IPA action here.
Here we go. So, my Trogs hat.
Oh, you got a Trogs hat? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, man.
Very cool.
Wait, I don't know what Trogs is. What is this?
It's a great beer.
Great brewing company. Actually,
makes those Ohio 4s look like Pennsylvania 10s, man.
And well, they're pretty much like right in between where I live and where Nepa lives. It's in like the Hershey area, which I guess is a little closer to me than you. But yeah, they're
how far are the two of you away from each other?
I could see him out my window.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, he saw me pull in, and then he texted
Nepa's
me.
Your neighbor. Nepa's your neighbor, and you never introduced me. Okay, when I came.
If you think FaceTime is terrible when he takes his shit, you should see him yelling out the kitchen.
I literally just go and I poop in the yard and I yell at Nepa, and I'm like, Nepa, I'm over here.
Shitter's full.
No, we're like under 2 hours from where I'm at now. When I lived in Harrisburg, it was that half hour made a whole lot of difference, to be honest.
So you did this club. It's called The Basement. Is that in Nepa's? Is that in your hometown?
Yeah, it's in State College. I live in Boalsburg. State College and Boalsburg are basically neighboring towns. We are their police department. Police is our neighborhood. So basically same town, but yeah, just a couple minutes away. It's been my home base. I've been there through 2 name changes, 3 ownership groups, and going on 20 years this year. So.
What made you decide to have Kevin come and DJ? Not that there's anything wrong with Kevin. He's a great guy. Other than shitting on the FaceTime. What was kind of like why Kevin?
So it's kind of the same philosophy I use when I hire my DJs, which Kevin would be a welcome member to the Mint team, But again, he's on Clock, and Clock's a great dude, and Clock takes care of his people as well. But it's attitude. I know he's up on music. He was doing the Twitch thing and staying active throughout the pandemic, and then just he's somebody cool that I wanted in the club. So that was it.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Now, is he an Ohio 4 or a PA 10? What is Kevin?
I think we've got to look at his fiance. I think he's doing pretty well for himself, man.
Tell you what, you don't need to be good looking to have a good looking girl, and I am absolutely through and through a testament to that statement.
I love Kevin doesn't think he's attractive. That's me. That's the role I'm supposed to play because I am ugly. But Kevin plays this role as he's not attractive, but he's the most adorable human being on planet Earth.
So I never said I wasn't adorable. I also never said I wasn't adorable.
I mean, it all goes hand in hand, right?
I mean, Shorty, you got to think about girls. If you ever meet a girl that knows she's attractive, that brings her down. She's not attractive anymore.
Yeah.
It's the chill ones, man.
So basically, every girl on TikTok, every single girl on TikTok is pretty much.
TikTok's a fucked up thing, man. That shit just my entire TikTok feed is just DJs doing the most simple rudimentary mixes and getting 300,000 views, and chicks that snap their fingers and they're in a bra. That's the whole TikTok feed.
There should be a girl DJ that's DJing and she snaps her fingers and she's in a bra, and it goes hand in hand.
She should do it to snap your fingers, and that would be
formula.
That should be what Nepa does. Nepa just snaps his fingers and he's topless.
And he's in a bra.
So one of the things that I just started a TikTok 2 weeks ago, and I was basically, I've got some girls that do social media for the club, The Basement, and Pickles, and they kind of help me out in doing reels and things like that. And they basically told me, they said, Nepa, if you don't get on TikTok, this is a whole generation of people that you're going to be missing out on. So I was like, well, can't do that.
Bro, I with my limited, and it's been probably about 2 weeks since I've posted one. I'm still getting likes and follows on the daily from like my most recent one that I posted, and then like Reels is doing the same thing too, where I haven't posted a reel in a while and I'm still getting like hits on it. And that's truly like the longevity of it all, is that people just want to see that you have something up there. You know, if you book a bride right now, or groom, or grooms, or brides, whatever, we are fully inclusive on this podcast.
If we book a couple,
if we
couple
book a client, any client at all, that was born after 1999, right? They are 1,000%, except for like 2 people in the world. They're looking to see if we have a TikTok presence, if our Instagram is hot. And then really just waiting for the next new thing to come out so that we can have to start all over again, which I think is the struggle that we all deal with, is like starting over.
By then. I hope to be retired by then.
Yeah,
I was talking the other night to we were training a new guy, and he came to a wedding with me, and we're driving back, and he's about 22, 23 years old. So, young kid, like hardworking. He's like an Eagle Scout. He's like everything you'd want in a DJ, in an employee, no matter where he would work. And we were talking about it. And he was talking about the music that his friends listen to, and he's naming songs and stuff, and he Little Pump this and Baby Pop that, or whatever.
I love Little Pump.
And he's like, oh yeah, we were driving down the road. We were listening to Pop 2K on XM. So that's like my generation. That's what I grew up listening to. And he didn't know. He's like, I kind of know this song. I kind of know the beat. Like Vitamin C, Graduation came on. Do we all know the song? As we go on, we remember.
Yeah.
So I was
actually didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah. So Vitamin C, Graduation came out in the year 2000, which was a year before. Or he was 1 when the song came out. And he goes, I feel like I kind of recognize the beat. He's like on his phone, he's searching, and he like plays the song. Some hip hop guy sampled it or whatever. He's like, oh, this. And I was like, he sampled that? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I hope to be done. Like by the time your generation starts getting married, I hope to just be retired, because like now we're like, I feel like I'm in the era of DJing, and maybe Nepa and Kevin, you guys can relate to this, where we're DJing for brides that are in that like 2009 to like 2015, 16 kind of era, the Lady Gaga, the Pitbull kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm having so much fun. But if I have to play Lil Pump Up, whatever his name is, I don't know. I think I'm gonna cry at a wedding if I have to do it.
Nah, dude. So if you would have asked me 10 years ago about playing like some of the hip hop that was big then at weddings, I would have said like, oh man, that sucks. Like I'm not.
Like name a song. Like back then.
I don't know. Like maybe like a Grove Street Party or something like that.
Oh shit.
Like,
Okay.
So I think like a lot of those songs, especially like pop songs too, because like Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten is a big song,
Sure.
like at weddings. So like a lot of those pop songs like that, like we would have like rolled our eyes at then, they hold more nostalgic value like 5 or 10 years from now. So like I don't know, just for me when I'm DJing, like I'm not gonna listen to Natasha Bedingfield Unwritten on my own.
Don't, because I'm
probably not gonna listen to Waka Flocka, although I'm probably more likely to listen to Waka Flocka on my own than Natasha Bedingfield. But I think like I get like if a crowd's feeling it and they're jumping, and like Pop Smoke in the club this past Friday, Dior, like one of the biggest songs of the night, like, and that song's 2 years old.
Yeah.
But like it just had so much energy that I was feeling it, and that's what DJing has always been for me, that addictive energy of the crowd.
Yeah. And also I think that there's like, Shorty, the one part that you're forgetting is that sometimes the challenge is really, really fun. I think that as primarily wedding DJs, you get very caught up in like I know what makes 85% of my crowds happy, so I lean on that very heavily. But the fun part especially about I did the basement, I set up crates for like 3 weeks to make sure that I was like bulletproof. And I still got a couple surprises that first time, but then the second time I had built up some confidence, and I was like, I smashed last time. They complimented me when I walked out of there. I'm the fucking shit. And then I had like I didn't struggle, but I was just getting like a lot of requests, which normally means you're not hitting the vein that you want to hit, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Also, there was a girl that requested Brockhampton, and I literally face palmed her and threw her away. I was like, I'm not
Like
playing.
Summer in the Hamptons?
I don't forget what exact. Was she wearing overalls? That's the only way I can identify her.
Wait,
Was this little
Social House? Are you talking about Social House? Magic in the Hamptons?
Magic in the Hamptons is exactly what I'm talking about. That's not Brockhampton?
I don't fucking know.
No,
I forget
Social
what she
House.
said specifically.
Okay.
But anyway,
So
she was a little cunt.
Because that's Magic in the Hamptons is a
Wow.
wedding song now. Like that's something you'd play at a wedding.
Okay, so weird flex. So I interviewed them. They produced for Ariana Grande, so they came on the show and interviewed them a while back. And they're like, "Oh, this was like after the interview, or maybe it was before. I don't know. We were talking about Magic in the Hamptons, and I do love that song. I think it's a great. I think the song didn't get enough credit when it came out. I think that it didn't get enough play that it should have. And so the boys, man, sweet kids, they're like, yeah, we're about to shoot the music video in the Hamptons. And I was like, yo, no way. I was like, and I was telling her how I originally was from Jersey and blah, blah, blah. We just kind of got talking. And one of the guys goes, do you want to come be in the music video? I was like,
shit.
Well, I was like, what? I was like, what would I do? He's like, we'll stick you in real quick or something. I don't know. And I had a wedding. Like the weekend they were gonna go shoot, and I was like, I can't go to the Hamptons.
Bro, watch me.
Bro, I just couldn't. What am I gonna say to a couple? Like, hey, listen, really love the DJ wedding, but I've got to go to the Hamptons to.
No, you say that like your cousin's getting married, and you need to fucking go to their wedding instead. I don't know. I'll be honest.
Never bail.
No, I know. I never bail. I honestly. So
so many opportunities got passed on because I was booked for something already.
And do you regret passing on those opportunities in order to keep your business 100% bulletproof? I'm basically leading you down the path.
No, I mean, like, I don't think so. No, like, I mean, it's, if it was really like an occasion, like that somebody wanted me, they'd change the date if I was already booked, or like work around that. So
good for you, man.
Regrets.
Well, you've actually.
So you had. Go ahead, sir. Sorry, Kevin.
I was just gonna say, like, in regards to this, the whole never bail. Like, I'm super heavy on that. I like even on the day of a wedding, I don't have anything else planned. Like, I don't even go grocery shopping in the morning.
Same.
Like I like to wake up, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, get some extra sleep, whatever. Double check crates, on my way. Right.
Who's going grocery? Are there?
I'm just using errands. As
no,
an
there
example,
are. So having traveled and like worked for other companies. There are like I'm a ball of fucking like nerves and energy the morning of a wedding. Like I'm just like I even if like I've got a van now, everything's loaded on Thursday, my suit's ready. Are you
still like? Did I forget something? Did I? Even though you have everything.
Yeah. But dude, there's a lot of other company owners that are like kind of like not lackadaisical, but just kind of like a little more chill, and that sometimes it makes me jealous. But I'm just, my formula is my formula, and if I'm a lunatic wedding day, then that's what it is.
Can you imagine getting up like it's Brock and Becky's wedding, and you get up Saturday morning and you're like, I need bananas. Like you go to the store first to like pick up. I could not imagine doing anything before.
Well, I mean, I know people that like do like farmers markets or like social things or like. Let's go to the gym. Let's go to the pool. Sometimes I'll do the gym like right away when I wake up.
Yeah,
I could see that making a lot of sense for you, especially. Like
going out with the family and doing like a family brunch, and then casually, then like, time to get in the car. Gonna go to my wedding.
Yeah, I can't. I think all three of us are probably the same way where I just couldn't go do something or go like let me go to the lake first in the morning and then like dry off, get in my car and go to a wedding or something.
I'm trying to think of like a social activity that most people would do on a Saturday that aren't wedding DJs. Let me go to this craft beer festival.
Right.
And I'll pop through to my wedding.
Or like go get my vehicle. A round of golf. Go get my vehicle inspected. Like I'm literally not. Nothing is running a risk, man. I'm like no fucking way. I just can't. But where I was kind of leading all that, and you actually mentioned that you work with a bunch of other companies before, so we don't really specifically name names on here, but you did. Sometimes we do. But you basically saved a couple from like a catastrophic. One DJ after another DJ after another DJ just kind of kept flopping on them, and you ended up being the superhero, man. That's such a cool feeling.
Dude, and the wedding was like so much fun too. Like
It's the best too.
you feel bad for that couple and like so. I mean, I think it's far enough away that we can name names. So and the people that were involved, on the first part of it, like everybody did like things on the up and up. So it was an SC event group wedding,
Mhm.
and Nick Spinelli was their original DJ pre-pandemic. And Nick actually played football with the groom, so there was that connection. And Nick's just an all-star, man. They were super excited for Nick. We got Teddy over there.
No. This is actually a Nick Spinelli
Football
Buna
trophy.
football
my
trophy. Yeah, from 2002. Don't ask me why I have this shit.
Wait, I
Like,
was gonna say, wait, why do you have it?
it's to prove that I'm better friends with him than anyone.
Well, if Nick's ego or YouTube count gets any bigger, you can sell that on eBay for $5.
Bro, I have his original Newmark NS6 in my
shit,
basement.
look at that.
Like,
Dip that shit in gold.
Keep
that's-
Jozon off his channel. Come on.
all I'm saying.
But no.
Anyway, continue.
I play around, but Nick is actually dope, and
He's so dope.
one of the basement's favorite DJs. We just can't get him enough. So that's that. Just because his schedule's busy.
Sure.
But anyway, so the couple that was pre-pandemic, 2019, they booked with Nick. 2020, the wedding didn't happen for obvious reasons. 2021 rolls around, and Nick is booked for their new date. SCE finds a DJ outside of SCE because SCE is so booked. And that was Jan I. Reached out to somebody else in the business, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm on board." He was somebody we all know, and Jan I had that word, and the couple was cool with the choice. And 2 weeks before the wedding, maybe even 1 week before the wedding, I forget now at this point, but a ridiculous amount close. The dude was like, "Yeah, I can't do it. I got to take care of my own company. Sorry."
Oh.
So Jan I hit me up, and he was like, "Yo," he's like, "I know you're in Pennsylvania. This is in Pennsylvania. It just in Philly." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Friday. I'm booked Saturday, but I'm not booked on Friday." So I did the wedding, and a couple of super cool pro wrestling fans too, so that worked out. They actually entered to their wedding to the Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song, and they jumped on chairs and they fake chugged a beer. But
Hell yeah. I just
It was
got
a good time.
goosebumps, dude.
yeah,
Was that a great feeling knowing that, like, first off, not only you're going into Phil's shoes, and I guarantee you hop on that Zoom call with them, they get introduced to their third DJ, and they're just like,
They're
here we go
disappointed.
again,
Yeah, they're deflated.
you know?
yeah. I didn't really win them over until the wedding was taking place, and then it was game on.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was that feeling of trust and friendship you have with a lot of your couples that wasn't there
Right.
at first. I was just their third hired gun,
Bro, you
and just
basically get
happened-
72 hours of rapport building, like, opportunity, not only, like, actual FaceTime, you know? So,
And I think I might have been being a little too extra too, because I knew I had to work harder to win them over. But I was like texting them like I'm super pumped, which I am, and I do with most of my couples. But I could see how it would kind of come across as inauthentic, just because they're a little bitter at this point.
But you
Yeah.
can imagine, like, in the couple's position, like, they're on their third Zoom call. Like Kevin said, they're on their third Zoom call. And
Yeah,
they're probably just like, fuck, man. Like, what's going to happen in the next, 72 hours? Like,
Yeah.
what else could happen,
yeah. Is this guy gonna show up? Is he gonna? Dude, I mean, yeah, I totally get it. I would be in the same boat. It's tough.
but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to be in your shoes because obviously you overcame that initial objection of theirs, which is another DJ. Here we go.
Yep.
You built something with them. You had a great wedding, which I think is
That was so
huge.
good, yeah.
You know, like especially because then at the end of the night, they forgot everything that happened to them before. They forgave everyone. You know,
No, they were happy. I don't necessarily know if they forgave everybody.
Right, yeah,
But,
but-
I know that I was in pretty good grace.
They
There's-
loved you. That's the main
yeah,
part.
they
Yeah.
loved you.
Now, but at the same time, though, like we all know as people that have DJ'd lots of weddings that it takes two to tango. And could you imagine if they brought it? They brought it that night. They were
Yeah.
ready. They brought it. But could you imagine if it were a couple that like wasn't on that level? Like it could have been really rough, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So you own your own company, like you have your own employees, your own company, that sort of thing, right?
Yes.
Why?
A little different post pandemic, but
What do you mean by that?
I downsized.
Okay.
I changed the way I do nightlife. My contracts are a little bit different there with my venues. I kind of simplified my life. I upped my rate by about 3 times, my personal rate, and just so I downsized. I've got 3 guys, 3 guys that crush, 3 guys that are super low maintenance, which I think we all know the importance of that.
You want to give them shout outs real quick?
Yeah, man. DJ Cassius, DJ Voltage, AJ, and Dave.
Dude, I need to come see Cassius at some point. Like, I just keep thinking about I need a free weekend where I can come and just attend the
Dude, you don't
basement.
need a weekend. It's a Thursday.
I know. That's
Thursday
what I'm
night.
saying. Like, I just, you know.
I'll be there too.
So, dude-
I'll quick drive. I'll be.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Shorty's actually in New Jersey, so he can just come right up. It's
Yeah,
super
that's
easy
right,
for
yeah.
him.
It's hard for, like, time flies, but Cassius is a Penn State legend. He's been doing stuff with me since 2004.
Dude, so cool.
So it's been a long time. He's
So
one of my
cool.
best friends.
I do love
So how many-
seeing his
wait,
name
so-
pop up on the cycle like every single week. That's what I love is you guys put the lineup at the basement every week. I mean, I think still every week, yeah.
Yep. Usually on Wednesdays.
You even went out of your way to find a new photo of me for my second time around, and you like edited the background out. I mean, I'm sure you used Canva or something like that, but
No, I use so and I think they all do this now, which if you're an old Photoshop club guy and like used to have to cut everybody out. So
I
Adobe
still
Creative
did
Cloud
it.
Express.
like,
Express.
yeah, I have PS Express on my phone too.
Dude, you just push a button and it fucking erases the back. I'm like,
Crazy,
"Ow."
dude.
I did.
I remember, like,
I did show Kevin Canva the other day, and he was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And then like a week later, he was like, "Okay, this is actually pretty cool."
It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Yeah.
I actually subscribe to them all, and it used to be, I forget what it used to be called, but GoDaddy Studio is pretty dope too.
I didn't even know they had a editing.
It used to have, like, GoDaddy bought it. I think it was called Over before.
Oh, it was Over. Yeah, it was definitely Over. I think I still have Over not updated on my phone. So it's.
But I think that's actually my favorite of the 3
Yeah.
because their template designs aren't like, I don't know, like I like Canva and it's great in a pinch, but I feel like I could spot a Canva design like 10,000 feet away.
So I actually
Don't go to our YouTube channel. then.
go to our YouTube and check them out.
I mean, but like, who crushes it with Canva is Kristen Wilson.
Yeah.
Like, and I could tell they're Canva designs, but they're on brand for her. So.
Yeah, hang on. I literally just made one. I want you to look at it now. Where the hell is it?
By the way, I think whatever you use to cut me out, I think there's like a little word left behind. Like,
Is it really?
Is it really? That's awesome.
Did you take like a basement? Did you take a flyer from the basement and cut me out using that?
Nepa, I suck at everything in life, including.
So this is Shorty's thing. Is he just goes, I suck at this, and then I volunteer to do it, and now I just have like a really really full workload every
It's
week.
not the case.
It's not his intention. It's just sort of what happens.
I'm trying.
And I don't.
My fiance actually does that too, so it's very effective.
Dude, Jason Clark's very good at it. Because he'll like sit there and you'll hear him like you'll literally audibly hear him like his brain working, and I'm just like, Jason, just let me Photoshop everything for you. I got you, buddy. You're my dude. You know I take care of you. Oh, here it is. I got. Let me drag and drop this. So this was one that I literally. Oh, are you sharing right now?
Sorry. There you go.
That's okay. I'm not like sharing my screen. I just pull it onto my thing. So I actually literally just made this in like 6 seconds.
Why did Shorty hate? Do you hate all birthdays? Was this a
No. I don't.
or just birthday parties?
No. First off, wait. Why
Oh,
is
hang
the
on.
guy? Can you blow that up a little bit? Like it's a little bigger.
Sure. If you guys make sure you guys full screen me just so that you can see it, because then I'll put the whole thing up on when I do the edit.
First
of
off,
everything.
I don't. The clown guy freaks me the fuck out over here.
That's sort of the point. I originally had like
Clowns are no good.
I know it's kind of creepy though, right?
The guy on the right looks nothing like me.
He looks like me. I don't know. I literally just searched angry, and that's the guy that
I'm
came
still
up.
trying to find out why Shorty hates birthdays.
Well, you know what? You should watch the video and find out.
So
It'll be on YouTube tomorrow at 4:15.
My birthday was last week, and I don't have it on Facebook or Instagram. Like, you can't find when my birthday is. So if you know, and people, Justin Reed, who's in my market, who's a very good friend, wished me a happy birthday. My aunt wished me a happy birthday, and I think like 2 other people. That was it. Like that's.
I was one of them.
Kevin, yeah, Kevin took a shit and wished me a happy birthday on FaceTime.
I wrote "Happy Birthday" in my shit.
Oh wow!
And then Amber Heard showed up.
Yeah. She's like quit copping
I
my shit.
don't know this Amber. This Amber Heard, is this a Johnny Depp thing?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah. I don't. Have you? So I the birthday thing is I just don't really like celebrate my birthday. I don't do the parties, and I think it's because I used to be in the club thing for so long, and down here, like I was DJing like 5 nights a week at one point. It was exhausting. But when the birthday week rolled around, they would all use my birthday as like it's Shorty's birthday extravaganza. Come join us for dollar liquor or whatever.
The explosion sound.
Right. And so it's weird because you go from, as all DJs, I think there is a little bit of an ego in all of us. I think in some way or another. And so it's like everyone's like wishing you happy birthday. Oh my God, happy birthday, bro. Blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, like then just after a while I got a little older and I was like, listen, whoever's close to me wishes me a happy birthday, cool. But I don't want it on Facebook. I don't need to have a birthday cake. I don't know. Like I think my brother almost forgot actually. He texted me like late that night. It was like, oh hey man, forgot, happy birthday. Like it's just not celebrated. So it's not that I hate all birthdays. I will, if it's your birthday, Alex, and I'm in Ohio or PA or wherever you are, and you want to go look at Ohio 4s, I will of course take you out and buy you shots and wish you a happy birthday. But
well, I don't drink from tiny glasses, so no shots. But no, I feel you, dude. I don't need to celebrate my birthday. Yeah, for real. Like I feel that for sure.
It's a very grown up mentality.
Yeah, I think we get to an age where it's like, whatever.
I found out the hard way. Like you could take what I say at face value. Like it's literal. Like no birthday, cool. I don't give a shit. If a girl ever tells you that she doesn't want her birthday celebrated,
bullshit.
Yeah, I would probably ignore that and then celebrate extra hard.
Yeah.
You think?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm single, so I have no clue. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, hey man.
Well,
being single's fun, by the way.
It is. It is.
It's not. It's not. You guys are just.
Are you 35 plus?
I'm 37.
Okay. Yeah, you're still a baby, dude. That was my dating prime.
Alex, you're like 24. Listen.
You think he's younger than me?
Yeah, I think Alex is.
Dude, look at these lines.
You do look like a fresh laid egg, baby. Not gonna lie.
Alex is probably 30.
43, bro.
33.
43.
No, fuck you. Are you really?
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Looks good though, right?
Okay.
So tell us, Nepa, what is contributing to your youthful spirit and everything? Like what keeps you so young, man? Because we met in Tampa in 2018, like officially, right? I knew of you. I had your dinner mixes and shit like that on my laptop. I don't even know how I got them. But so we met in Tampa.
Found them in the trash in the dumpster and Clock
out back of Clock Entertainment. So we met in Tampa at the second DJ Collective. You were a part of the very first one as well. And I don't know, man. We just hit it off. I don't know if it was because we were both from Pennsylvania and Clock was like, make sure you take care of my boy or something like that.
Yeah, because Clock wasn't there because he had some anal issues.
Yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
No. You can't wait. You guys, he can't say he had some anal issues. We all laugh and then not discuss what happened.
Watch out.
No, I mean it's personal, but and it wasn't an anal issue at all. That just is an oversimplified way of saying it.
Yeah.
Clock had a surgery that went awry. You could say that.
Yeah. So he couldn't make his flight because it would have been dangerous for him to fly.
Yeah. It would have been really dangerous.
It would have been dangerous. About as dangerous as it gets. But so dude, I mean, like I've seen you talk at the third DJ Collective about like DJ fitness, right? And staying healthy and eating right. And I still continue now 4 years later, use something that you said. I don't even remember when you said it. But you said end your showers with a cold blast as long as you can handle. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because it makes me feel cold. But I'm telling you, it's like shooting coffee into your veins. So tell us a little bit more about like why you preach that stuff and what you preach and all of it.
So that's actually more metaphorical, although if like I mean I'd still do it here and there, but not every day by any means. It's more of like the metaphor of, don't be afraid of doing the hard shit and do the hard shit right away. So like the stuff like let's say Monday for example, like I hate fucking bookkeeping, and I basically during the pandemic I fired my bookkeeper and decided to do it on my own. I still have an accountant. And that gets sent to him, and he sees my QuickBooks. But I hate doing it, but it's the first thing I do every Monday because it's the thing I hate doing the most. So do the thing you hate the most first, and that way you can do the things you enjoy. Like Monday, my entire day Monday is full of like all the mundane shit that is part of being a business owner, and then like the rest of the week is set up for interaction and music and the things I enjoy.
Nice, man.
So
That's a crazy structure.
So, and I feel bad because like you're talking about like, dude, you guys are literally talking about, eating better and that sort of thing, and Alex, I assume does like this MMA stuff, and he's probably like well fit and whatever, and I'm sucking down a fucking Diet Coke in front of him.
Dude, I love my Coke Zeros.
Yeah, well, the Diet Coke is not good for you at all. I know.
Make the move to Coke Zero, bro. Like,
what's the difference? It's just different substitute sugars. One's aspartame and one is what's
stevia shit.
No, they don't use stevia. Okay. They should.
Yeah. I love that.
So wait, isn't aspartame like, doesn't it melt like a car battery or something? Isn't that what putting in my body, basically?
Yeah, none of it's good for you. I mean, the same thing with drinking a 0-calorie energy drink, which I drink like 4 a day. They're all going to be awful for you, but they're 0 calories, so it's
0-calorie soda, dude. It's so weird that black cherry soda is clear.
There's nothing that's better about that Zevia bullshit than Diet Coke.
Not really. No, no. It's whatever you're looking to not have in your life, which is in this situation just calories.
Sure.
People cut out carbs, right? Sure. People go crazy on that keto shit and have like under 10 carbs a day. Like that is starving your body to a certain extent. Shit. Yeah. My brother-in-law is crazy with it. But
moderation. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes down, if fat loss or weight loss is your goal, it comes down to calories in, calories out, and it doesn't really matter what those calories consist of. Well, it does, like body composition wise. I mean, if you're eating 1,200 calories worth of Twizzlers a day, you're gonna lose a fucking shitload of weight, but you're gonna be a skinny bag of mush.
Why are you guys looking at me?
As we all look at Kevin.
Hi. I am not a bag of mush. I spread a shitload of mulch this weekend have a bunch of sunburn on my shoulder and neck. And my traps are coming in. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Dude, how about the traps? Like, I don't know about you guys, but like they come in wedding season because you're just like literally like carrying like the shit. And,
fucking suitcases, baby. Always suitcases.
Dude, my upper back and traps blow up on wedding season.
You guys have different ways of loading in because everything I have now is on wheels. Everything.
Oh, dude.
Like every damn thing.
I'm actually gonna join the Shorty Club here. Like everything's on wheels now. So, like, confession, my traps are going to be a little weaker this year, but I'll just do some shrugs.
It's funny you mentioned that about loading in. So I own the company, and like I've done what you've done, Nepa, where I've tried to take a step back and go, okay, I don't want to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday every single month. I want to pick what I want to do, and then obviously behind the scenes run the company and work on my business rather than not in it. And so I had my first wedding Saturday, and I have the toad booth now. I have a trailer, so I'm like, everything's on wheels. It's going to be easy, blah, blah. But it was an outside wedding. God bless the couple. I don't know what they were thinking, but they had a tent with a clear roof. So like,
oh, dude, I've been in those before. They're gorgeous.
They're gorgeous, but you have not lived in South Carolina because it was 83 degrees.
No, it's Pennsylvania summers, dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got hot.
You're in a you're in a greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
high humidity.
How'd your laptop do?
It was actually better than I thought. I thought we were gonna have a meltdown.
Okay.
But it was looking pretty better.
Yeah.
The toad booth, though, here's the thing: is that when the sun is beating down on the TV, you can't see anything. So.
No,
they didn't get to see anything on the TV until like 8 o'clock at night. Some girl's dancing, and she looks and goes, like, points at the TV, and there's the couple's photo there. But yeah, everything's on wheels, and I thought, oh, it's gonna be easy. I'll just roll everything in, whatever. And I still, like, just because I haven't done it in so long, I mean, my legs hurt, my arms hurt. Like, I was exhausted just from like rolling stuff.
Oh man.
Dude.
But if you can
That's
get
sad.
if
I'm
you can
sorry.
get into the wheel game, if you can have your intelligent lights or whatever you have on wheels, I think I have my EVs are in a road case, my towed booth, my intelligent lights, and then we just pop the trusses on like a rock and roller and roll them in. So it's like everything is wheels, everything is so easy. The kid that I was with this weekend, like I kept telling him, I was like, "You fucking whippersnappers, you got it made because everything's on wheels." Back in my day, I had the whole thing.
Dude, talk about it though. So yeah, I think, do you have the Performance Matic, the 50-inch or whatever that is?
Yeah,
got the-
55, yeah.
55, yeah.
Okay, that's what I think
the
that's what I
Lux
have too.
Matic or whatever. Yeah, the
Oh
luxury.
no, mine's the performance one with the big wheels.
No, I got the.
So I've got the Toad booth, and right now, so I'm actually shopping. Literally this morning, I was shopping. I've got baseball subs and the RCF 912, 932 tops,
Okay.
and I'm either gonna have a road case custom made, or like if I could find a Pro X one that kind of would fit that. Like, but right now I'm on a rock and roller, just ratchet strapped in with the just boom.
Yeah.
But so-
Look, man, it's definitely like as far as wheels go, like the older we all get. Again, the guy that was with me was like 22, so he's just lifting stuff and whatever. He's
Oh
young.
yeah, they don't feel pain, man. Like the
Bro.
next day, like
Dude, we're sitting in my
that
lobby.
delayed-
We're sitting in my lobby at the office like after that night, and I'm just like dying. And he's like, "Hey man, it's a really good time. Had a really good fun." Like he's just like up, like he could do another 10 miles, and I'm just like, I'm exhausted just from rolling stuff into a trailer. That's how
it's
exhausting.
even if you lift, man, it's a different kind of pain because lifting is like you're lifting something in a straight plane or using a machine that's got like
Sure.
a path. It's just a different beast. But dude, when I first started DJing, it was 97 was my first year, and we had these carpeted boxes that like I assume a company made, but like they may have been homemade. And inside each one of these boxes, you've got like a dual deck CD player, the Denons, the
Oh, yeah,
2600s or 20. Yep. But they also we had a Crown Macrotech 5000 amp in there, which like is so fucking heavy.
So
And
Holy
like, dude, like I would just beast it. Like I'm just holding it like it's so easy,
Oh.
like like it's nothing. And if you asked me to carry one of those now, I probably wouldn't even I'd bust I'd break my back getting off the ground.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
I can't even
I'll
imagine.
be honest. I use events as my opportunity to kind of like work out. So like I challenge myself a little bit, and I've been fairly impressed with myself in that like I've outperformed some like lower 20s guys. We have like a 24-year-old.
see me curl this DDJ
You guys ever
400.
see? Yeah, like I'm like weird situational strength. Like I don't look big by any means. Obviously, I look like a lima bean. But like it's encouraging to know that like I take my time off sort of during the week being a full-time DJ and having basically jack all to do other than come up with TikTok ideas and edit a podcast, right? And then on the event weekends, like go really hard and work my ass off, and then drive fucking 2.5 hours sometimes. See my like 24-year-old assistant just like nodding off in the passenger seat, and I'm still like hype as shit, ready to go again like the next day, And I don't know. I think it's sometimes just like the people that you're around, as long as you have other people encouraging you to be, like push yourself a little bit harder. And like, you remember the first time you did 2 events back to back and you're like, man, that was tough. And then you did 3, and then you did like 4. And last Memorial Day weekend, I literally had 5 events in 5 days. And at the end of it, I was like, dude, I could literally do another one today because I'm just
That
so
made me
gassed up
tired
about it.
listening to that. Like that made
And this
me
is the
tired.
part where Digital Dave hears the podcast and he's like, I remember when I had my first vacation.
Yeah. Which I still haven't had. Like, because that guy does 6 events in one day somehow.
This morning I woke up and I did a 5K and I did a children's birthday party after. I had a wedding after that. I went to the club and then did an after hours. And now I'm up again doing a pool party.
Yeah. Fucking 6 events one day. Fucking Dave Lander.
Can you pitch up my voice so it doesn't sound like I'm mocking
Yeah,
you?
sure. I'll do that. I'll do it. Hang on. Let me put the marked clip so that I remember to do that.
Alex, I want to talk to you about the podcast. That's actually, I think, how you and I guess at least.
Yeah,
started
man. Yeah.
talking
You
to each
showed a lot
other.
of love. I appreciate that.
Being a guy that worked in broadcasting for as long as I did, there were a lot of people that were in my industry that did a horrible, horrible, horrible job at talking to people, at getting to know people. It was embarrassing almost. And I think the three of us can relate that there are people that are really good. Howard Stern, Joe Rogan. There are people out there that do a really great job at it. And so how did I find your show? I think Spinelli was on the show and he had promoted it. And so I went and listened to it. And I think I had texted Kevin and I was like, do you know Nepa? Because I knew you guys are in the same state of Ohio. And
doing it now.
You could say any other state other than Ohio.
Why? What's wrong with Ohio? What's this beef?
You know what's a fun? I'll tell you a fun thing to do when you're in Ohio. Pack up and leave.
Yeah, there's nothing fun.
Yeah.
There we go. I have family in Ohio, by the way, Dayton. So I don't know if that's
Kill them.
Dayton, Ohio is the worst. And I hooked up with a chick.
God, please.
We go back in the podcast. God, real quick story here.
I hope it's not my cousin.
Go story.
No, I have no idea what her name was. We met at a bar in South Carolina, of all places. Wherever the fuck the University of South Carolina is, whatever that city is.
About an hour and a half from here.
Columbia. No.
It's a shithole.
Was it Columbia?
Columbia, South Carolina? Dude, Alex Nepa is like, are you sure it's in Columbia, South Carolina?
It's like right by Alabama, because I remember the next stop was Alabama. And it was for my college internship.
Alex, you're terrible at geography. That's not even remotely close.
No.
Are you sure you were in the southeast?
Sure, it was.
Maybe it's Georgia. No, Georgia. Okay. None of that is as important as the story. Yeah.
Cut that.
I met this chick at a bar.
Leave it all. Alex Nepa's over here going, I went to Columbia, South Carolina. My next stop was Birmingham, Alabama.
Guys,
I believe him. Anyway, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. It was my college internship. It was a lot of fun, but I met this girl at a bar, really cute. She had my first interaction with a girl with implants, fake boobs ever. So it was a good time and memorable. But so we get to the elevator. I'm staying at a Hilton, and we're in the elevator together. And there was a black guy in the elevator with us. And he asked us what floor we were going to. I told him. He pushed the button. We got out of the elevator and we're approaching my room, and she says something very racist about this guy, and I'm like, oh Jesus,
no.
But, I put this much time and effort into it, and I felt like that race would have wanted me to fuck her, So regardless, that's gonna get me canceled. I apologize.
I'll do everything I can to prevent it, buddy.
But, no, I mean, I disagreed with her statement strongly, but I felt like.
Wait, what did she say? What did she say?
Oh, she used the N-word.
Oh,
of course she did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she was a University of South Carolina chick then. Yeah. Okay.
No. She was from Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, really?
That's where the tie-in was. That's where the tie-in was from.
Yeah.
Yeah. She wouldn't stop talking about Dayton, Ohio. Or whatever.
She called the guy, or wow.
Yeah.
So did you? Okay, well, so she says the N-word, which is the worst thing you could say in the world.
Pretty terrible, yeah. Pretty damn terrible.
You jump off the elevator with her, and then what?
Well, I mean, we were already kind of touching and drunk people. We were touching and feeling at each other all night. I was like, I just went at it and told her to go about her way afterward, and then never met her, never saw her again.
So she says the N-word. Alex is like, I mean, but I still gotta.
But it was the first time I hadn't seen the boobs yet, and they were fake.
Dude, you can't take that away from yourself. Don't.
This is literally the year 2000. So okay. I mean, this is 22 years ago.
There's 1 in 2,000 people with fake ass titties, and you're like, I am pulling one of them right now.
I found the racist one.
And there's always something wrong with them when they've got fake titties. There's always something wrong with them still. They're covering up for something. It's like any guy driving a Corvette. There's something wrong with you.
Oh.
Except for the Chad because he has a C7. Chad out of San Diego. Yeah, he's the fucking man. I love Chad.
All right. Keep yourself safe. He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. He could whoop my ass for sure.
Now that the Sips and Ish podcast is being canceled because you fucked a girl who said the N-word in an elevator with a black guy.
No, I didn't fuck her in the elevator with the black guy. Then he could have had a go at it, and that would have been all good.
And he would have been like, call me whatever you want. You got about another 8 minutes, and then you can't.
Yeah.
Okay, where do we go from here?
So
No, so I want to know. What were we talking about before this?
Ohio.
We were talking about your show, the Simpsonish podcast.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
and basically how I listened to the Spinelli episode. I was texting Kevin and I said, I really love how this guy is, interviewing and that sort of thing. And I think you have a very great knack for it as far as being able to pull things out of people. I think we've all listened to other DJ maybe podcasts or whatever. There's a lot kind of popping up now, us being in that herd of things. But a lot of them are like, what kind of gear do you have, and what kind of rock and roller do you have, that sort of stuff. And I like kind of getting to know people a little deeper than just, what's your DJ company name, or how long have you been doing this, or whatever. And so I like that you do that as well. What inspired you to do Sips and Ish in the first place? How did that come about?
So definitely, I was a big fan of Joe Rogan and still am, and Howard Stern fan since my father would listen on the radio in Philadelphia, WYSP in Philadelphia, back in the day, and with me in the car, when I was a teenager and stuff. So I mean, there's that aspect of it. But my friend Bill had started a podcast, Bill Zimmerman. His podcast is Happy Valley Hustle, really dope podcast, and it was kind of like locally centric. And I love the way he did his podcast. I mean, I didn't want it to be a copy or anything like that. Or although if I came up with that idea, that'd be dope too. So during the pandemic, obviously I've got all this free time in the world, and I've got this newfound love for making cocktails. So I was like, what if I had a podcast that was just like talking to people? Like, my concept was basically a podcast where I'm talking to somebody like we're sitting down on bar stools and just like shooting the shit. So that was the concept, and I'm glad that you and other people enjoy it. I think you guys do a great job at interviewing too.
Thanks,
and it's
man.
not just the BS conversations of tell me about your company, how many employees do you have?
We want to know about the racist women in Dayton, Ohio.
We want to bring shit to people that they have never heard before,
I still don't know if I'm totally proud of bringing that up or doing it, to be quite honest.
You dwell on it for a little bit, and you let me know if you want me to actually cut it. But otherwise, I'll just trim it down a little bit.
Here's the thing.
Keep it a little less racy.
Don't cut it, because Nepa, it wasn't you that said it. It's not you. Like, if you and I walk into a bar, right? You and I walk into a bar, we're hanging out as boys. And if I do some dumb shit, right? And I say that word, which I would never say because it's the worst word I think you could ever say, being just very transparent here. I did the dumb shit. Like, you were there. You'd still tell the story. Be like, Shorty did some dumb shit and said this word, and the dude decked him. Some dumb shit.
Well, that's the difference too, though, between our age group and that. Like now, like all the dumb shit we did in the world isn't on Instagram and on people's phones and in the cloud. Our dumb shit like lives in our head only. But 2022, Alex, if I was, or 37-year-old RadioShorty, if that had happened, like you'd tell that girl to piece the fuck out.
You would have to.
Maybe grab a boob first, but
maybe just like rip her shirt open and be like, all right, there you go, man. Now
you can't do that either, man. Now you're gonna get canceled.
That's just it, man. You get canceled for everything now.
But anyway, sorry to interrupt you.
Hold on. Here's the thing, and I feel like we're gonna go down this road for a second. You can only get canceled if you allow yourself to be canceled. Look, like, bro, Chappelle. I don't know if you guys saw that special where Chappelle was talking about.
I thought it was great, and I don't think there's anything on there that would be.
Chappelle doesn't give a fuck.
Well, they tried to cancel him. All I'm saying, Alex, is that listen, it was 20 years ago. She said the shit. You still just wanted to kind of see what was doing underneath the hood. That's all.
What was doing?
Like
what was doing, y'all?
So the Simpson-ish podcast, it's something that I adore listening to. I listened to an episode, and I remember where I was. I was driving on a road in Greenville. I'm listening to a show, and you were talking about like possibly stopping the show, or the title said something. It was eye catching, and I was listening to it.
Yes,
it was. You got some clickbait, baby.
Yeah, baby.
And I was like, if this motherfucker cancels, I'll drive to PA. I will. And I think I messaged you or Facebook or something, and I said, hey, please, I think at the end you did finally say what you were going to do at the show. And I hope you're moving forward with doing the show, because you were very good at what you do.
We've got In 2 days, we're good. So we're gonna do, and I'm straight up ripping Nick Spinelli. But I'm gonna do live. Live. The interviews are gonna be like once a month or whenever the fuck I feel like it live. And then we'll put them up podcast form afterward. But I'm super pumped for the guests we've got this Thursday. It's Glenn Roush.
Oh, no shit.
Go, dude.
Yeah, Glenn flies under the radar. Like Glenn is that dude that's doing shit and not fucking bragging about everything that he's doing.
And he never wants to brag about it, dude.
No. But he's doing like crazy shit, and like he's almost like a Janai where like he's got like everybody on his team are fucking rock stars.
Absolute
man.
rock
Like,
stars, dude.
It's just a team full of A players.
So
I'm
we
really pumped to talk to him.
Go
Can
ahead,
I
Shorty.
tell you? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Alex, when you interview him, can you do me a favor? I'll send this to you.
Sure.
Can you ask him why some of his friends? This is true. Can you ask him why some of his friends would wear shoes like this? This is a legit friend of his wears this shoe.
Wait, hold on. What is
What?
that? At first, I thought the shoe was bad enough because it's like that standard dad thing. But now that's like, what was that 90s shoe that the guy from Seinfeld wore, Jimmy?
Oh
The
yeah,
is that what that is?
It's kind of what that is.
It's got like a heel with like a catapulting like.
I'm not gonna call out the
Dude,
DJ that wears these, but we were all.
I don't give a fuck.
I will.
You got to, man. Like, hold on. So, like, for people that are listening to this show and not watching it, we need to describe this shoe. So it's very much like your typical dad shoe. It's all black. And like I could see a lot of DJs, and I could probably name a dozen DJs that would wear a shoe like that loading into an event. Like it's like that comfort like deluxe shoe.
Yeah.
But now on top of that, it has a heel. So it's like this dad sneaker meets high heel meets
a spring
like
thing.
those things the things you would sit on outside of the McDonald's playground and then they're gonna wobble back and forth.
Yeah. Hang on, let me get the angle right here.
So hopefully we've painted that picture for your listeners, but
Our viewers
I mean,
definitely get it.
You can't like. Maybe Glenn will tell me on the air who it is, but like, who wears the shoe?
Nate Nelson. I'll just say it. Nate Nelson sent me this. Text me this.
Nate Nelson doesn't wear the shoe.
No way, dude.
No. Nate would not. No.
Yeah.
Nate doesn't wear any shoe with arch support. Like,
But Nate, we were in a Call of Duty chat the other night with this person, and Nate was just trying to describe the shoe, and he goes, "Shorty, I'll just send it to you," and he sent me this shoe, and my stomach hurt after laughing for about 15 minutes. So Glenn is aware. Glenn,
Yeah, definitely send this to me.
I don't
and
know
a
how
big
you.
shout out to our newest sponsor, Z Coil. You go get the Z Coil Deluxe in black at zcoil.com. Use promo code.
Use promo
Radio
code
Shorty
Nate Nelson.
podcast. Radio Shorty podcast with Simpsonish.com.
So you were talking about doing the show as far as like obviously it's gonna be a once a month thing where you do that, and I think what people don't realize about doing this type of stuff, even like once a week, where Kevin and I are doing, where like, and Kevin and I have kind of started getting into a routine where we've made it like almost like riding a bike, where we both kind of know what we're doing, where we do the show, Kevin chops down the entire thing for YouTube, sends it to me. I chop down some bits for Instagram for fun clips. So we kind of have this rhythm, but you're on your own. It's just you doing everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize how much work goes into that in order to try to build the show, because I think that people just think, oh, the listeners just show up and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're not stopping,
I
right?
think
We're going to continue.
No.
forward.
And I'm still going to do solo casts, and I've got a list of like, topics. Next week, I'm going to do a solo cast talking about record pools and my opinions on all of them. I think that's a little bit needed. I think most of the ones that are out there are pretty dated. But I think the toughest part for me was the most frustrating part, I should say, was shipping out. So like the drinks are an integral part of the podcast.
Yeah.
So like having a cocktail and drinking and doing a podcast over the cocktail, super important. And
So-
I would always do USPS.
So
and like they would
explain
get lost.
explain the process of like, okay, you're gonna have so let's say you schedule Nick Spinelli on the show. Okay, so you had him
Yep.
on the show. You're gonna have him on. Do you reach out to Nick and go, hey, what do you like to drink, or what is your kind of, how does the drink option come into play?
So I had an intake form that I would send all the guests, and like just like things, your background, who you worked for, how long you've been DJing, like the stuff that's boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always try and work that into a conversation in a little more interesting way. But another question was if you were at a bar, what would you order right now? Something that's one of the questions. And like, I never actually sent out that drink. I like to send out a creative variation on it. So, but Nick is a great example because, when Nick was a guest, his drink came a day late. So we had to like reschedule the podcast to a day later. So that was always a pain in the ass. And that was, I think, out of like the 40 podcasts that I ended up doing with guests, whatever that number was, like probably 10 of them were like late or like, broken cocktail.
And we're buying these USPS new vans. Like, what are we doing here? Come on.
Yeah, God, I can't say enough terrible things. And then, so I sent it UPS once, and they caught me. And it's illegal to send cocktails.
It is.
You can't send them state to state. But they caught me, and I didn't get any trouble. I got like a notice saying that that it was destroyed because of alcohol.
Jeez.
So I apologize if you hear my phone go. My
all right.
computer phone.
People understand that you have a cell phone and that you're a busy guy. I hope that people understand all this stuff because
so that kind of scared the shit out of me too. Though I'm like, okay, well, I just got like a little
dude. That was like, I heard the one where you were like the one where you said, "Is this the end of Sips and Ish?" I think that was like verbatim the title of that podcast. It was so perfect because I literally was like, I have to listen for 11 minutes or 17 minutes to find out if this shit is ending. Like, that's one of my go-tos, man,
Yeah.
Because you're my boy, and also just like it's super entertaining, and I learned so much about people through it. But like, so you had Teddy and you had asked me originally, and then you were like, wouldn't it be cool if Teddy was involved? And I was like, absolutely, because I love including her in everything. So first off, thank you, because I'm not just me, man. I am absolutely jack shit without her, to be totally honest.
We all are, man. All of our women kind of
Shorty, you'll get there, buddy. You'll get there.
Right,
you'll get there, buddy. Or you won't, and you'll be happy anyway.
I'm just gonna drink myself to. I'm just kidding.
Was that Screwball?
No, for real though, like, dude, are you on Tinder and like what? I don't know what people use these days. Tinder and Bumble,
the Hinge, Tinder.
Hinge.
Yeah, it's all thing.
Also, dude, you don't have to be anything like you don't. That I had so much fun playing with those. Like I went through like I call it my midlife crisis when Genevieve was like 6 months old and I wasn't with mom, and I just ripped through young ladies and fun dates.
Alex, you look like a goddess. You look like
you're selling yourself short, man. You got hair,
bro.
How tall are you, Shorty?
How tall?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
5'7".
Okay, you got an inch on me, bro.
Yeah.
Perfect height.
That's the only place I have an inch on you, bro. Okay.
The one topic we don't talk about, Shorty, is how small your penis is. Okay. And listen, I have read
Why do you
many.
Think I have the name Shorty? What do you
I have read many Reddit comments talking about sometimes it's about how they use again, not speaking from experience, it's from a woman's perspective. It's about how you
here we go.
How you use the tool, right? It's not about the size of the wave, but the motion in the ocean.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey,
Kevin. I've never seen a rowboat make it to England. Okay.
Wow, you would have a response to that makes you feel bad about yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Is that you were like, you're in your own. We're not. You see a therapist. We don't need to do it for them. Okay.
Listen.
First of all, Shorty, I'm gonna interrupt you here real quick. When you go to DJ a wedding, do you think like, man, I'm gonna really suck at this one. I'm not.
Oh no, I'm good at what I do. I know I'm good at what I do.
Well, that's the approach you need to take with women, man. Like, all you need is like, dude, match with somebody because you're gonna match with somebody.
Yeah.
You don't start with small talk. No. You don't start with bullshit. Yeah. Hey, want to meet for a drink?
Sure.
What if she says no?
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Next one.
Next.
Hey girl, do you want to get in an elevator with a black eye and walk? I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Next bus. It's the next bus mentality, bro. There's always
again like, and if that's not a priority, if you're digging the life and the freedoms, because there are freedoms that you have in there, then cool.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna break the fourth wall a little bit here on me as a person. Is that sometimes that's just how I am. I'll just be like, whatever. Like I'm a very passive aggressive type of person.
I wouldn't say passive aggressive. I would say passive.
I would. Okay, so we've all listened to Stern for a long time. I think we're all huge Stern fans, and I would say that we all know that Stern tends to talk down on himself. He also has a very beautiful wife But I think that that's what the on-air persona would be, is that he's a very, he's playing a character. And so I just joke around. I'm not seriously, going home with like a bottle of Screwball and a gun. Like, I promise.
It's really cool how he's explaining being a personality to us when we fucking know that, Shorty.
But I think like you guys think that I'm just like a curmudgeon, and I'm only a curmudgeon half the time.
Okay, well that's good, dude. Well, don't ever curmudgeon. Stop curmudgeoning.
Yes, we're on the dating apps. We're doing the
thing.
Hinge and stuff.
Dude, yeah, like just enjoy the fuck out of it, man. Like, I mean, there's every stage in life, you just got to enjoy it, and that's the most important thing.
So Kevin and I, a couple weeks ago, I was hanging out with a girl, and Kevin and I were talking about it. And of course, I'd come back on the air and talk about that it no longer was happening. And so what had happened was I took her out on a date. Alex, we were literally we went for food and like ice cream, and then we're back in the car. I'm driving her home, and small talk, whatever. And all of a sudden, she just looks over. She goes, "I just don't think I'm into you anymore." In the car, we still have 15 minutes to drive back to her house, and I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah."
You gotta respect that honesty, though.
Well,
but not the timing.
Bad timing.
The timing could use some work. Yeah.
So literally, she's like, "I'm just not attracted to you anymore." I was like, "Okay," and so that was pretty much it. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm flipping through the radio stations, and SZA's "I Hate You" comes on the radio. But look, I don't want you to think that I'm this, that I'm just like rolling through life, with this.
What was
depressed... Yeah.
No, dude, like you could tell from your vibes that you're not that guy.
I just kind of play around a little bit. I think that's what people need. Like Nate Nelson the other day, he was like, "I listen to the fucking podcast all the time. You just goddamn fucking talk down to yourself all the time. I feel like you're gonna kill yourself or something like that." And I'm like, dude, I'm not. I promise.
But dude, like you talk about those dating apps. So like, I mean, I did not turn, like, a girl said, "Well, hey, I want to meet." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." Yeah. Like I matched with like a 56-year-old woman once, and like we went out for drinks. I was like, cool.
Okay. All right.
So tell me one thing quick, Nepa, while we're talking about this. Does your girl listen to Sips and Ish?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she did the first time, and she was like,
that's
like there wasn't like a compliment or anything like that. She's like, "Your mic sounded really good."
Nice.
Like, cool.
Which you do. You have a what are these things called? SM7B. You have one of these, right?
Or SM7B. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, I can see the connector. That's right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm familiar with that part.
How much money during the pandemic did Shure make off these microphones between gamers and?
I have two of them.
Logitech and Shure made all the fucking money between the multiple different mic setups and camera, like the C920 or whatever.
And I have the Rodecaster Pro.
Rodecaster.
The two companies that really got a lot of my money were Anker, like the company that makes all those cheap lights.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cheap if you buy a lot of them, by the way. And then the what the fuck? Oh, Anker is the charging brand. I have like fucking every product they make. Newer.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
I have two of them right here.
Yeah, bro.
And I have my blinds open, so I have lighting on with fucking natural light, and I'm being an idiot.
This place is like a cave. All my blinds are shut. Lights are off.
I have blackout curtains, and I have them open, and I'm just watch how this shit changes. Hang on a second. You guys can keep talking.
If you can watch on the YouTube channel, Kevin's going to turn his office into a dungeon.
I see some different? Jordans. No, that looks exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking pointless. I don't know why I just tried to demonstrate that.
So.
So the point that I was trying to make is I think that Teddy's getting to that point where she's not really like we're pumping them out faster than she wants to listen to them. Like, not that she's not interested in you. It's just like she has to listen to me every fucking day talk, And when she walks in the door, I'm like, "Teddy, listen to everything I did today."
Yep.
And like I want to talk to her about it. And I'm excited about that freedom.
She's like, "Fuck, I just heard him."
She's
for
like,
30
"This
minutes
motherfucker is still here? Like, what is this guy?
She gets the podcast 24 hours a day.
What is this guy doing in my house still? Fuck." But obviously, like, this is kind of a lead into your engagement because we are part of an excellent class of engagees of this year, which includes you, me, Nick Spinelli, and some other people that I don't give a shit about. Eric Messingale, maybe.
He is engaged?
Clientele excluded.
Clientele excluded, of
Wait,
course.
Eric Massengill, the douche guy, is getting married.
I forget if he got engaged. He had a baby.
Yeah, he had a
He had a
baby.
baby.
Oh, that's
He had a
good for him.
baby, and
Yeah.
he is engaged.
I've only had
Why do we
What,
call
Nepa?
Eric the douche guy? Where did this come
no.
from?
That has nothing to do with him being a douche because he's actually dope.
He's
Yeah,
an amazing
Massengill,
guy.
that's a
Yeah,
douche
yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about as douchey as you can get without being a douche.
I think
Like,
Yeah.
what
I
a
think the
troll
thing
of a
with
human
Eric-
being.
the thing with
to just
Eric
excel.
Massengill that people I don't think understand that I love about him is that he is sarcasm to the 10th degree. And I love it. I'm a sarcastic kind of guy. I can get down with that type of stuff. And so when Eric goes into like DJ idea sharing, he's probably banned from at this point from there. But when he goes into these DJ groups and he's like commenting, and these old like 50-year-old men don't kind of understand that he's just trolling.
Oh my god.
And they literally roast him, and then he just will post like his reply is like automateyourdjep.com. Like that's his reply to like everything. So I don't think they understand that he's just fucking around. And I agree with him because I think social media is just fake. It's all just this fake world. It's not real.
Yeah.
Like, why do we take it so seriously? And that's the one thing I absolutely love about that guy.
Yeah. Well, it's he's such a meta thinker where he's trying to stay ahead of everything, and it's like, if you are doing something stupid, I'm going to make fun of you until you realize you're doing something stupid. I'm not going to tell you you're doing something stupid because you're not self-aware. I'm going to teach you through troll, basically. So he presented at the Collective this past year, of course, on DJ EP, and the fact that DJ EP isn't paying him thousands of dollars a day. Dude, the guy is cracked out of his mind. I sat into his presentation, I don't run DJ EP. I don't have any control over that for Clock Entertainment, but I just respect the fuck out of everything that he does, and we need to have him on at some point, honestly. Maybe him and Rick Webb, because they do their podcast together, which is a hilarious one too.
No, I do. Alex, I don't know. Do you use DJ event planner for like your company and stuff?
Strong no.
Are you a Vibo guy?
Nope.
Okay,
Wait,
what?
let's go back to the
Honeybook?
first question. All right, why not DJ EP?
So I started on DJ EP in 2010.
Okay.
And I mean, like DJ EP, if I could give it credit for everything, it does everything you need it to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like crazy powerful. It's also ugly.
Yes.
So
Which,
ugly.
Yeah.
The brand is important. The visual brand is important. Like, to me, one of the most important pieces of my brand is how my clients feel when they experience me as a DJ or one of my guys as a DJ, and also like from day one, like what do the emails look like? What do they sound like? What does your client planning portal look like? Is it easy enough to use? Can you open up your phone and like add a song if you hear it in your car, or if you're at a restaurant doing brunch or something like that?
Yes.
So all of those things are really important. And where DJ EP fails is like, okay, cool. Like you've got this powerful piece of software that can manage everything from employees to payroll to like some rudimentary bookkeeping to inventory, like you name it. There's a commercial for DJ EP right there, and you could do it all while you're sitting on the beach.
Sure.
But again, like where it really fails is like their customer experience. Like, so man, if you talk to the owners of DJ EP, Troy in particular, and give him feedback on the product, like I've never met a human being who takes that as an insult and so personally. Like, you care enough about their product as a 8+ year user like I was, that you're giving them feedback and they're taking it so personally. It's like, and like his response was to me when I gave him feedback on things, and a very constructive, non-insulting feedback. His like response was to me, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to use it.
Well,
so guess what my option was?
The thing is that I will say is that for a while, this is starting to change, but for a while they were in a monopoly of that's it. Like, if you're in the DJ event space, that's, you like it or hate it, like this is what we got for you and this is what we're using. I think there was maybe one more like DJ Intelligence or whatever, but they both are very 1998. Both of them.
Well, and DJ Intelligence wasn't a full booking suite. It was more of like a planning suite.
So I've never used it, but there are others are starting to kind of, creep into the thing. And I'll agree with you with like the emails. So when I send my initial email, and I share our office with a photographer, videographer who I actually sit down and get a lot of advice from. I think it's cool to kind of get away from the DJs and go, hey, what are you guys doing in your space?
Agreed.
And so he said, you know what I've been doing is I've been basically, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, really? And basically I can't do it in DJEP. Like what he does in his program is he will send the initial email, but he's like, I want to make it personal. So he'll create, I think his email says something like almost kind of similar to mine, like, hey, thanks for reaching out. We are this excited to hear from you. And he's got a GIF where somebody's dancing, like a, you know, whatever. And so,
and that's probably Honeybook. Honeybook does GIFs well.
That is, I think that's what he uses something hats.
17 Hats. Yes. Another really good, powerful software. Great alternative to DJAP.
Right. So he'll put like a GIF in there where like Chandler from Friends is dancing or something. And so I was like, I got to do this. It's like, so now I send them through my email. I have to like come through here, copy, paste into my email. But the response on just that is, I mean, astronomical. The couples that reach back out and go, oh my God, that was so hilarious that you put that in there. I had a bride email me back with a GIF. Like she put another one in there and was like, this is how excited I am. And so it's that personality in the emails that you don't get in DJ Event Planner that, again, I wish they would somehow be. I'm not an expert when it comes to that kind of coding. And
so I'll tell you what they need, because it is like this crazy, like powerful software. They need to hire like a 22-year-old user experience, a UX like manager. Because there is a programming aspect of every piece of software, and then there's, you know, like Joni Ive at Apple, like, and how he designed these products to, you know, fit your everyday life, you know, products that existed already. So he was that guy. So I mean, they just need a user experience expert. I use Dubsado right now. I don't think it's perfect as a solo op. Like if I were a solo guy, I think it would be absolutely perfect. Another thing I use too, and I'd love to give this guy a shout out because he changed my business and changed my sales process, was Mike Petritis. He was a guest on one of my podcast episodes, and I think Clock even used him or uses him still. But he's got this software piece called High Level, and anything that is in like a pre-booking stage, I use Mike Petritis' software for. And him and I had basically kind of created this like secret sauce of like, if somebody replies to me like on my website, sends a form in, 10 minutes later they get a text that looks personalized,
bro,
and it's a series of texts.
Nice.
So
and that's all automated.
A huge continued attribution to your high level friend. You came in and you presented that to us.
Yeah, I showed up, and Mike technically probably should owe me some money, but Mike is a good dude, and like I hope he's crushing.
First off, that's what I love about you, is that you give credit where credit is due, and you're literally advertising for shit without having to say hashtag ad, because it's just a personal experience that you love.
Yeah, 100%.
And you drove to the Clock office and you presented to me, Jason, and Ben, and dude, they still use that High Level.
Well, I mean, this is another thing too. Like DJ Event Planner, they've got their updates, but like none of the updates spoke to me in terms of, you know, my issues with it. Yeah. It just like, and I guess if I were to summarize DJ Event Planner in one way, is like it does everything you need to do in the most complicated way possible, which is why Eric Massengill has been able to like create his own sub economy based off of this software.
Yeah.
Is, you know, like, because you need a fucking computer science degree to set that shit up, and a month.
He's so smart, dude.
Yeah. Well, he's got his formula. So it's like, you know, something that took him like, you know, 2 years to create. Now he's able to replicate it across brands for different people. But that's what Mike Petritis kind of brings to the table with his high level software and kind of his pre-sales approach. And I've got that thing drilled down now. Like, so I've got like 2 different workflows, one for the Mint side of things, which is AJ and David, and one on my side of things where I'm kind of like separating myself from the Mint brand. And I'm almost the opposite of you, Shorty, like where I kind of I want to work in my business. I don't like working on it. So like I outsource so much of the working on the business to people that are experts in those departments.
So again, I want to also make like a disclaimer, like we're not bashing DJ Event Planner. I don't want to like
no, dude, like it does, like it's crazy powerful. If I'll bash anything, it's just their response to it. It's hard for me to continue to spend money with somebody that like basically tells me to go F myself.
It's like
at that point it becomes a little personal.
It's like Windows 98 looking at like the future and be like, no, we're gonna stick to everything that we have right now. You know.
But again, you've got to give like DJ EP credit because like every single major company from SCE to Glenn Roush to Clock
Yeah.
to Mike Walters' company, they're all on it.
Yeah. It is.
Now,
It is. And
Justin
go ahead, Empire. I'm sorry.
Justin had actually presented to me and a group of other people like a new software piece that isn't quite where it needs to be.
Simple
but
events?
their attitude was, what is that?
Simple events.
Simple events, yeah.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, and like so that software piece isn't where it needs to be yet.
It's almost there.
But
I think.
But
it's
their
close.
attitudes are like, let's get it there.
Yeah.
Like their attitudes are right. Yeah.
So Brian, I
Anyways.
think is the guy you're talking about. I don't know how it got brought up, but we all play Call of Duty like late at night, and Mike Villa, he's like, dude, you gotta check out this Simple Events, blah blah. And he's talking about it, and he goes, bro, what Mike doesn't really understand is that West Coast, like when he plays Call of Duty, is like 7 at night. For us, it's already like midnight or whatever. And he's like, I'll text Brian, see if he's up, and see if he'll hop on Zoom. So by the time like Brian got back around to us, we're on Zoom at 2 a.m. Like, and that's how dedicated this guy was to Simple Events. That he would get up, go to his office at 2 a.m. and present this to us at 2 a.m.
Wow.
And he showed us
Yeah,
everything.
good for him.
And he's like, this is what it can do, and it can be customized for
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
it can be customized for like just you if you need it, and then let's say Alex Nepa needs it to look a certain different way, it can be that sort of thing. So it's I do think that there are things that still need to be updated with it, but I do like his attitude in saying like, just tell me what you need, we can go down the road and try to get that done. I think in the next year or so he could potentially be a strong contender in the event field.
And then same thing with Lou Paris. He's got a software piece called Q, CUE, and that's it's getting close to where it needs to be. So I mean, like, again, I hope that I almost consider going back to DJP, and I'm not totally against it. Again, like whatever is the most efficient for me in my business.
I think
it's just a matter of-
I think the visuals just have to be have to look appropriate for our younger couples that are also using it, and especially
I
on
mean,
the
like,
back end. I think the back end need I don't like so Justin Reed uses some program he was showing me last week because they do a lot of production like Clock does, and that's not what we do. So he brought me in. He's like, yo, check out this program. We're putting all of our photos of all of our uplights and everything in it, and in DJP, you got to go to like Kevin.
I didn't want you guys to say anything. I just have to pee really, really
Kevin's
bad.
writing on the screen. Be right back. He didn't even spell gotta right.
Trying to write it on the wall.
He spells gotta wrong.
Goda.
Goda.
Yeah, I thought he was actually. I thought he knew what you were talking about in terms of the software Justin was talking, and I thought he was like captioning it.
Yeah. So but he's using this software where he's doing a lot of big production stuff, and they need to actually put photos of what each product is in the system.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as just literally dragging it onto the screen. It pops up in the program. I think maybe LaForce uses it for a lot of their AV and stuff. As well.
I know the software piece. Yeah, it's actually you could use it for a mobile DJ company. It's just it would require a lot of work.
Right, 100%. But I think that again, just disclaimer: we're not bashing DJP. I do agree with you. I think that things could be updated to make it.
Not even then. Like I mean, it's just totally an attitude thing. Like it's if they had better attitudes and. I mean, how do you take like suggestions for improvement personally? Never did I use the word "this sucks."
Sure.
Never did I use anything disparaging. It was just because when you do something like that, that's like that. Then it's personal. Then you're attacking them. But if you give them constructive feedback, I mean, if somebody gave me constructive feedback, if somebody was like, "Oh, you suck tonight," like, "What the fuck, you blew," I'd be like, "Okay, well, guess what? Everything you say after that is dead to me."
Right.
But if you say, "Hey, like, I wish you would have played some more house."
Or you forgot to play the song, or this song.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I think we even critique ourselves, as DJs, and business owners. Like, I was driving home Saturday, and I literally was like, "Fuck, I didn't play Lado." Like, Big Energy. It just like it was one of those things where like, "Oh, I suck because I didn't do that," or but it's the awareness. It's the awareness of going, If they were aware, if they said, yeah, we know, we got a lot of stuff we have to kind of like, we're working on some stuff, promised by like 2024. But even that far out, if they said 2024, this thing's going to look a hell of a lot different. I'm like, cool, man. They're working on it. Not a huge deal. But, you know, the interface makes me feel like I'm in my years back in middle school in 1998.
Yep. Agreed. And I mean, a good example too is I don't do a lot of corporate conference work, but I do like 6 to 8 a year, and like I almost play like a role of like a coordinator and kind of manage the team that's doing stuff.
Sure.
Probably in a similar way that Justin does. But where I'm going with this is I DJ'd a healthcare conference, and they like basically the conference was introducing their new back end software for all their office employees and walking them through that. And it was a cool conference, and then they did Q&A afterward. And instead of asking about the software, all the employees were concerned about like the dialysis chairs and like the fabric on the dialysis chairs that were like peeling.
Sure.
And like this was not what the conference was about. This is not what the CTO wanted to talk about.
Right.
But you can't ignore people. And what he said was, "I hear you. We're gonna make that a priority." And like let's talk about the software now. Whereas if you told somebody like that's not what we're talking about now, it's not on topic.
Right.
Well, let's talk about something else. They feel unheard. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's just all of your all of the important people in your business should feel heard, and everybody should. So
Yeah, 100%. So again, your podcast Sips and Ish. How did that title even come about? Sips and Ish. Like how that was this a working title? I want to know how this came about.
No, man, I don't know. Actually, I don't even remember. I could tell you exactly how my company Mint came about. Sips and Ish, I was probably just brainstorming for a cool podcast name, and maybe Sips popped into my head, but I'm like, what goes with Sips? Can it just be Sips?
Right.
So then you start searching podcast names. Does this exist? And there are Sips, and there's... I don't remember. Like, I think somebody had a Sips and I was like, oh, it's just called Sips and shit. And I'm like, oh, let's clean it up.
Shit on the
Yeah, let's clean that up a little bit. And like, Sips is yeah, I think that's just basically Sips and Ish.
But also Ish is to me, coming from New England, like Ish is a very Pennsylvania term.
Is it?
To me, absolutely. I never heard Ish until I moved to Pennsylvania, man.
I think every rap song that has the word shit in it is censored or edited
really?
to be like Ish. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
then-
That was that song like I'm the Ish.
Yeah.
Oh,
DJ Clap.
That's a valid point. Then I guess I'm just
So
uncultured.
Kevin, it's actually global, Kevin. It's not
It's global, and I am incredibly sheltered. That's the word.
It's not like I said Sips and Yins.
Yeah, that would have been cool though. That would have been cool, but then nobody would have understood it.
Yeah,
You know?
like,
No, the name is
until
fire.
this
dude.
very podcast.
and I'm more of a Philly dude than Pittsburgh, so
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
That's what I was
Way
going to
more.
ask you. Are you Philly teams? Are you Pittsburgh teams? Like, what are you?
Dude, ask me about sports.
You're not a
You wanna-
sports guy.
Oh my god, dude, it's the worst.
I will.
Yeah, I still think Barry Bonds plays for the Pirates, and Mike Schmidt for the Phillies.
Eddie.
So, do you watch sports? You just don't follow sports? Like I like what you just don't. Do
I follow Penn State football close enough.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. But dude, I'm a giant pro wrestling fan. Like I go to shows like once or twice a month. Like I'll hop on a plane and go see wrestling in Florida, like or you name it. Yeah.
Do you like the MMA, like Joe Rogan type stuff as well?
I like MMA. I'm not a religious watcher, but I can sit down and I can probably tell you about all the champions and watch a good pay-per-view anytime.
Going back to
Dude,
your podcast, who was your favorite interview? Like walking away, you're like, "Fuck, that was awesome."
Man, that's a tough one. I like people that I thought I gelled well with. Dave, of course, because Dave is one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And then I can literally so one podcast I had like I think it was after a corporate conference, like a 16-hour day, and I had been to the bar already. And Dave wanted to record tonight, and I'm like, okay, cool. I was like half asleep, and I think I said good point after everything Dave said, but Dave basically did a solo cast by himself with me there.
You just
So-
have Dave.
so
You have
Dave-
Dave start it, and then all of a sudden, like 45 minutes later, you're like, "All right, well, thanks for joining us, the Simpson-ish podcast."
I think I just said like I agree completely, or that's right. Like almost that conversation where you zone out and you're like, yeah, man, that's awesome. But no, Dave is a great podcast guest, great friend. I think both of his episodes are good. I liked the one that we did with the Drew and Fuse show, but only because it became a complete shit show with Drew's drinking at the end.
You did one with Drew and Fuse? How did I miss that one?
Yeah, we did it. We did a combo show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got to go back
I
and
think
listen
I
to that.
missed it as well. I have to go back and listen.
I listened to the
was,
Drew one.
So it got so out of control that we had to stop recording at night and re-record and basically join in progress the next day or something like that.
God, that's
Wait, was he
awesome.
drunk?
Oh, we all were, dude. Like,
Wait,
so
but why
it was,
chop that out though? Like, why not just leave all? Like,
no, I was completely nonsense. Like, you couldn't understand anything that was going on.
That's the best. That's the best show. Why are we deleting it?
So no, here's what happened.
Do you
I'll
still
tell you.
have
'Cause
the
I just
audio?
stopped.
Do you still have the show?
Drew and Fuse recorded it.
Okay.
Oh, they've got to post it. It just has to be like the Drew.
There's a
and
blooper
Fuse-
reel actually at the end of it. So what happened was I couldn't connect to my mic for some reason to begin with, so I wore AirPods.
Okay.
The episode was going so long, and we were drinking so much that one of my AirPods died.
Okay.
So then I'm talking on one AirPod, so the volume's lower, and Drew's like, "Don't worry, I could correct it. We'll make it work." So then I'm in the middle of a story, and the other AirPod died. So I picked up my MacBook, and I was just talking into the MacBook. So I was literally just using the microphone on the MacBook. And Fuse was drinking. Make no mistake about it, but he was the most sober out of all of us. And Fuse was like, "Guys, we got to wrap this up. This sounds like shit."
Dude, Fuse.
And
yeah.
Drew's completely rambling on, because he's hammered. I'm going yeah, and then I went just telling stories in my MacBook.
Oh, you've got to find that and post it.
Oh
the
my
whole thing.
But no, if you tune into that episode, there is a blooper reel.
Oh, God.
And the blooper reel is, without listening to an hour and a half of just bullshit, the blooper reel saves you the time.
Oh my God, those guys are so fun. So fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, two of the funniest guys. So I didn't know Fuse a ton before we did our podcast with them and then did their podcast with us. And it was us hanging out for literally a day straight. And it was just Fuse is absolutely that sneaky funny kid in not the back row, but the second to back row. And he's just a fucking legend. The teachers love him. All the goofballs think he's the funniest guy in the world, and somehow he still plays soccer or something like that, and he's just a touch 'em all fucking winner. And obviously Drew is a fucking legend too, and also to boot, they're incredible DJs and humble ass dudes. Just I don't know, our stories that we shared with them on their show and our show were so fucking funny. But listen,
I feel like Drew and I are best friends. This past month we've hung out in person on 5 separate days.
Dude.
I went out to California to play with Drew.
I saw that.
At one of the clubs out there, and that was a ton of fun.
yeah.
But we hung out for 3 days around that, so I planned a little trip around
Yeah.
it. And then we were in Kentucky just on Easter weekend, and I did 2 weddings, and Drew did a big prom.
Were you working with Jason Henninger?
Yep.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, you want to talk about
so much.
You want to talk about 3 morons though. 3 morons. So we've known each other for years, since the second collective, all of us, and we've kind of kept in contact and FaceTimed and talked every other day. And one thing we always wanted to do was do a bourbon trail.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Dude, it's just we talk about it. Jason's like, well, what if I book you guys for events out here and then make you guys $2,500 a piece, and then Sunday we just chill,
Right.
and go do the bourbon trail thing. So I'm we're fuck yeah, let's do it. So for a year we've got this planned. We're about 3 weeks out, and we're just kind of talking the details. We've got all our flights, and I'm in the car with Kristen, and we're just talking everything out. And Kristen's like, "Hey, do you guys know it's Easter weekend?"
Oh shit.
Which Kentucky's in the Bible Belt. What's not going to be open on Easter weekend?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the weddings took place,
Right.
and the events took place, but the bourbon we drank 0 bourbon.
So this entire year you guys were stoked, and then Jesus ruined it.
Jesus ruined it, man. Yeah.
Fucking coming out of a cave, nerd.
Jesus.
Fucking
It just
nerd.
kills me that and Jason is actually I'm not the most religious guy in the world.
Not at all.
But Jason is not hardcore, but he's a Christian. He goes to church every Sunday. And I mean, dude, I do the same thing though every year, like on Memorial Weekend and Labor Day weekend, where I'll book a shitload of weddings and not realize like that it's a holiday and that I should have charged a premium.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. I do the same thing, and then you're like, I've kind of gotten a little better at it where I've got it marked on the DJP now in the calendar, like, I don't want to work that weekend because it is a holiday, or if I am, it's going to be, a little bit more. But I always forget that, like, oh yeah, fucking, Mother's Day or Easter or what, whatever.
Well, I think that's where a lot of like not giving a shit about your own birthday comes in. It's like, so I'm gonna say no to money because it's another day.
Yep.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that, but like
nothing
against
so
like my
July.
parents or anything like that either. But like my parents' birthdays, like, sorry, like I'll call you. I was Twitch streaming on my dad's birthday, and I didn't call him. So then the next stream, I called him up and I like did it on video. And it's like on my YouTube somewhere. I was just like, I'm sorry that I missed you, but hey, you're live on my Twitch channel right now. So you have anything you want to say?
There is nothing more Gen Z than that whole conversation there.
Yeah, right.
You don't take the time out to give your dad a phone call unless you're on the air, like where you can show the world you did it.
More so that I held myself accountable that I missed my father's birthday. So like I do. That's what I call it.
Glad you took time out of your busy day.
Listen, I've been texting my dad for a majority of this time. He was asking about you, and I was fucking Henningers at Midwest right now, and we're not there. But my dad, he was asking who is Alex, assuming a DJ.
Well, let's talk about Midwest. I want to talk about Midwest real quick, and then we're gonna get into what the wish is that, which is Kevin's new fun segment he does. But look, for Midwest, I told Kevin on the show, I said, what did I say? Oh, I said, if you go to Midwest, I'll pay for the ticket. I was going to pay for Kevin's ticket.
I asked if he would pay for my flight ticket, and he said no. So I was like, I'm out.
I can't pay for everything. I'm not like rich.
You got to.
First off, I don't own Clock Entertainment, so where's Jason in all this? Like, have him send you to Midwest. Like, I'm over here offering to pay for your ticket to Midwest. And I think I even said that I would get a double bed and you could just room with me in the hotel. So all you would have had to pay for is your flight. And Kevin drug his feet. And to be fair, and I will go ahead and say this, Justin Reed is kind of my travel agent, and he was supposed to take care of my flight and when we were supposed to get on an airplane. And then and then gas prices soared and it just kind of all fell apart. But
and here you are at home.
And I'm in my office. Thank you very much. But yes, I
second home.
We complain about not being at Midwest. With that said, Alex, are there any shows you're going to? DJ X, anything that you like to travel to?
So probably DJ X, just because it's Atlantic City and that's like the tradition for me and my team.
Sure.
There's definitely a lot that I would go to if I weren't planning a wedding, and it's going to be spending.
How have we not talked about that at all?
Yeah. So it's that's kind of like the decision there. I'm also like, to be quite frank, there are some shows where, like our time is limited. Like, and I've got the little one, and unfortunately, Kristen and our family aren't in state college. So it's tough for us to find a sitter, line up a sitter. My mom would have to come up and, stay here or whatever. So that part's tough. But there are some shows where, like, I feel like, if I'm going to be there, I add value. So I should be speaking and comped. That's my take on it. And I'm never going to be the guy that pitches that. That's not my priority. My priority is, DJing and running my business that way. And I owned I don't know if you guys know DJ Core from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Jeff Muselar. Him and I actually owned a marketing company where we did marketing materials for DJs. And doing business to business with DJs is not a fun thing.
No,
it kind of makes you a little bitter. Because DJs are the first ones to cry about people not knowing their worth or not paying their rate.
Sure.
But so many people are do-it-yourselfers out there.
Yeah.
Like, you want to try and do everything yourself and be a do-it-yourselfer and cry that people won't spend $2,000 on a wedding DJ.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's a little hypocritical.
I think this is going to sound harsh, but I think there are people that just don't know how and they can't cut it, but they think they can. As
DJs?
Yeah, or as an owner.
I agree. Yeah, and being an owner is totally different thing than being a DJ.
Yeah, there are days where I, as an owner, there are days where so I don't know if you know this, but Justin Reed and I share. We are literally like 15 like units away from each other. We're in a
Oh, no
business
kidding.
center.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
literally H3. He's like H26. So whatever the math is on that. But
Yeah.
there are days where he'll text me like, "Hey, I got bourbon ready. Why don't you come down and have a drink?" And there are days I walk in and I'm like, "Just buy it. Just name the price. Just buy it. I'll come work for you." Like, because Uptown's a very reputable company, does an amazing job.
Yeah. I mean, and Justin is the dude,
Awesome,
man. I
dude.
love him.
And there are days you can add. There are days I'm like, just fucking buy it from me. I'm just like, But then there are days where like, and you'll know this, Alex, as an owner, where you're like, fuck yeah, man, this is everything. Like I'm blessed to be in this chair. So there are like these, I don't know if you want to call them split personalities, but there are these moments in my brain where you go both ways. But there are
Well, I think that's totally normal. I think Jason Clark would say the same thing,
Yep.
and I think Justin would even say the same thing, man. Like,
yeah.
the headaches are big headaches, and the wins are big wins.
But so
Yeah.
now look at the other side as someone who has only been an employee of companies. Like also the headaches we don't have to deal with, we love, but then there's headaches that we have to deal with that you tell us we have to deal with, and you basically get to say, "You're my employee, you deal with it, so I don't have to."
What's
So,
the
like,
headache that you as an employee have to deal with?
do you go to wedding shows, Shorty?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. If we do them, yeah, I'm there.
Oh, well, kudos to you, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely, in no disrespect to Jason, but we take a picture of our setup. He says, "Fix this," we fix it.
No, I'm there. I'm
Jason is the king of like Jason works on the business, not in
He
the business.
100%, yeah.
And that's not a knock at all, because he's like, that's where his strengths lie.
The man
Right.
he's in 3 places at once, like all the time.
Here's
Somehow he's at the gym and he's doing billing and he's also booking a corporate client all at the same time. I don't really understand it, but
So here's
I
the
never want to
commercial
do
for
it.
DJ Event Planner.
That's yeah.
Here's the thing I'll say about Clock that Jason is that I probably should take more lead from him. Where, how do I say this? I'm not here to say like, oh, he deserves to not be that wedding show, but he does. There are a lot of bullet points before that wedding show that he's doing, that he's checking off to make Clock Entertainment continue to run, to be at that wedding show.
Yeah.
And so I think there is probably a sense where, and I've kind of talked to Nate Nelson and Justin about this, and they've told me, they're like, you need to start letting go and let your employees do more, like trust them more to do stuff like that, and you don't have to be there. And again,
Undoubtedly,
Alex,
that's got to be the hardest fucking thing for you guys, but I think that Jason had a really hard time doing it, and not to toot my own horn, but until I was there, where I literally dude, this past weekend, I booked something as a volunteer event for myself. I volunteered my time, and I got the Clock Entertainment name on a Little League baseball team's jersey. Like every single kid has Clock Entertainment on their back. And you know what? They're black and white. And wouldn't that look fucking sweet with my own brand? I could have sponsored it, but I fucking didn't, because I don't bite the hand that feeds,
Yeah.
So that's you guys talk about all these specifics about the people. Cassius, you talk, Shorty, you talk about, the Eagle Scout guy, like all these little things that build the people up that you seek.
Yeah.
Like that's the stuff that you're talking about, is loving to ride a brand that isn't their own, but still be their own inside that. Alex Nepa of Mint Events, man, you want to take the Alex Nepa thing and you want someone else to do the Mint shit. That's awesome. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
That's so we try.
Yeah.
So we try. And it's so I've scaled back, but the intent is to kind of build. So the Mint story, talk to give you kind of like the 5-minute interview. I actually worked just like Kevin. I worked for a company. It was called Local Motion Entertainment. First thing I did was rebrand, because that name was just not cool.
Choo choo.
And it, what's that? Yeah, dude, for real. So and it's actually funny, if you go to Mint's website, on the very bottom, one of the conditions. So I was a GM of that company, and I ended up buying it out, and it was a good price, but it was also an expensive price, because it's that's it was a tenured company with a pretty reputable business locally. But one of the conditions of the sale was that like they also sold mechanical bulls. And I think I'm actually on the 7th year. Like one of the conditions of the sale was for 7 years I had to have a link on the bottom of my website to mechanical bull sales.
Oh my God, dude. This is the shit that gets uncovered that I love.
Yeah. But I was that employee, and I ended up kind of taking it off on my own, and then
like mechanical bulls for weddings or bars or everything.
No, dude, I like for bars and like. I was not involved in that portion of the business, and it was like a no negotiation point of the sale. Like he was adamant about like it being on the website and on a permanent basis.
Wait, I have so many questions. We have so many questions in general because we didn't get to your family, there's so many things I want to ask you.
Yeah. I only have about another 40 minutes or so.
But
dude, I'm editing, so we have a max of like another 15 minutes. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I love you both, but
all good.
We need to have you back on. But mechanical bulls is now in my head.
God.
Did you have to? Okay, you bought Mint. Mechanical bulls is at the bottom of the fucking website. Do you have to sell?
Is it? I actually may have taken it off, like slyly. I'm actually on the website, and I don't see it.
Do you have to sell it, or is that him still doing it?
Oh no, it's a redirect. Yeah, so it's I actually kind of I'm technically in violation of my contract, but I think I took it off the site or made it the same color on the bottom of the page.
Alex, they're not going to sue you. There's 8 people that buy mechanical bulls a year. Come on,
and they're not. Yeah,
no, they were selling a shitload, like 2 a month back in the day for like 17 grand a piece.
Damn.
So
can you just imagine a couple is like, God, I'm ready to book my DJ, and all of a sudden they're like. Or we could have a mechanical bull at our wedding.
Oh my God.
Or even worse, they're like, I would book you, but you don't have a mechanical bull add-on. Yeah. So, and then you're like, well,
for my brand, I would book you, but you also sell mechanical bulls.
Dude, that is the fucking funniest thing ever. Yeah.
All right, Kevin, we have a few minutes left. We've talked a lot. Alex, I want to have you back on because there's so many other questions I haven't asked. Because I did want to talk about, obviously, your fiance. Recently getting engaged, you have a daughter. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. And then we talked about just like fake boobs, a man in an elevator. It was a whole thing.
Before we get into like all the dumb shit that we're about to do, Nepa, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you, just in case they're only listening for your interview?
Yeah.
And
so they don't want to hear what the wish is.
They don't want to hear anything from me.
Facebook is probably the worst. I actually do not have the Facebook app. I only go on once, every other day or so. So if you message me on Facebook, it's probably going to go unseen. Instagram is probably the best at DJ Alex Nepa. And I am also on TikTok. I check that like once a day too. That could be a giant time suck. So I try my best not to get too much into it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Alex, by the way, do you remember me messaging you on Facebook and what you said to me?
Don't message me on Facebook.
Well, I didn't know this, so I listened to the Kevin. I listened to the podcast. I've never told you this.
Oh, you were Sean McGordy, and I was like, oh yeah, you're RadioShorty.
So I messaged Alex on Facebook, and I'm like, thank God you didn't cancel the podcast or whatever, just like thank God or whatever. And I think you said like thank you or thanks man or like thanks man ! And then I think like 4 days later, I get like this message like, wait. You're the same dude as RadioShorty. Like you kind of like put the 2 and 2 together.
That was probably like that was probably the period of time I went between like Facebook visits.
Yeah. You were. It was a couple days later, and then you were like, here's my number. Like, let's set up something to do the show or whatever. To come on the show. But I want to say before we get into what the wish is that your podcast was a huge inspiration for doing this show. I actually mentioned that in the Joe Bunn interview. I said that, I wanted to sit down and talk to Bunn, but that your show kind of influenced me to do this because we do have a drinking game. We haven't even said it all the show. I'm very proud of myself, but every time I mention I got fired on radio, we take a drink of whatever we're drinking. But when I got let go, I was like, I wanted to take a break from just everything. But then I kind of missed being able to do media in some form. I know that I have a knack for it. I know that I'm good at it. And listening to your show gave me that encouragement and the strength to be like, not to copy you in any sense, but to go, how can I make this my own? And then I started doing it on my own, just me and Bun and me and Nate. and Kevin and I were talking, and I'm like, I'd love to just have Kevin join me, do this together. And the first couple shows were shit shows. I'm not gonna lie, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Still don't.
And I feel like we've kind of started stepping into a right way of doing this. But you were a big influence in this show. I want you to 100% know that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. No, that's awesome to hear. I think the toughest part, like for the show, is the one thing I'm jealous of: the people that can do these half-hour podcasts. How the fuck do you do that?
How do you get anything done in half an hour?
Well, I mean, I was a guest on a podcast. It was a straight half hour, and the dude's a great guy, a wedding photographer from Dallas, Texas, of all things. Oh. And it's just tough to really get a lot in. It's just, like your 4 questions and you're done.
Well, so. Bun and Mike Walter do the PhDJ podcast.
Yeah, they do it too.
So they do a half hour, 20 minutes, and if you listen to the show, it's in there. Bun, he looks at me and he goes, "How long have you been doing this?" And I looked at the timer that was counting down. I said, I put it for like an hour. We have, 35 minutes left. And he goes, "Man." I was like, do you want to be done now? Like, we can stop now. But I'm in his office in Raleigh. He's like, no, it's fine. He's like, but Mike and I do like 25 minutes. We're done. We're out. And I was like, yeah. But this is like a conversation. Like, and I don't expect someone to sit and listen to this all in one sitting. Like, just go back.
No way. No. And that's the same thing with my podcast. It's,
well, for yours,
2 hours long.
Yeah, for yours, I like when I drive to Jersey, I just I download, or go and just listen to yours as I'm driving up. It's an 8 to 75 hour drive depending on traffic. So it's, it just depends.
Yeah. 8 to 75.
We'd rather have an excess of content versus like a lack of content.
Yeah, and I've again, just the way we do the show, like I just want everything. Whatever we talk about today, however long it is, Kevin, just fucking upload it and whatever fucking happens,
Yeah, I very rarely edit mine. Like I edited the Nick Spinelli episode because he was talking about his former boss, and I think he just wanted those.
Yeah.
I think you said that in the show, like you're like, I think
did
we'll shop that and we never heard or something like that. Yeah. Which I totally.
But most people know. Like if you know, right? IYKYK, classic.
But again, she's the one that said the N-word in the elevator,
again,
not you, so it's fine.
I did not share her opinion.
No.
Nepa,
not racist. Doesn't poop in beds.
You just shared her movies. All
right. So hang on, listen, because we are a little short on time. I don't want to bore the hell out of people. Nepa, would you rather dad jokes or would you rather play What the Wish Is That?
I do dad jokes a lot. Maybe let's try something new.
You want to do What the Wish? Okay, cool. Because I've got some great ones for you.
I wish we were doing dad jokes, but okay.
I know. Maybe I'll tell at least one dad joke because I've got some good ones. Actually, from a previous interviewee, Caitlin sent me some.
We won't do weird news.
Okay. I feel bad for that. All right, but anyway, let's start because the wish is just so it builds conversation. So you guys you're gonna need to full screen me, Nepa, if you can't see everything. Over me, there's minimize, maximize frame type thing. So let me make sure that this thing is totally in frame. Mm-hmm. Right? Can you guys see that?
Yeah, it's a man wearing a condom on his head.
It looks like.
It also says cosplay party latex.
So I love the descriptions of these things. It says cosplay party latex coat design mask, spoof feet latex asphyxiation headgear for $58. This is basically a foot fetish hood.
Wait,
it's expensive.
I'm lost. I'm lost though because this.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at. Can you bring that thing over so I can even with full screen I only see half of it.
Okay, sure. Hold on.
Is that part of the game?
Is that better?
Okay.
Here, let me go.
Oh,
big zoom
it just
here.
makes sure the feet make direct. Yeah, no, it keeps the.
Whoa, wait. So that's his face.
That's somebody's face and somebody's foot. Yeah, this is a full-on foot fetish.
That's making sure you get all of it.
Yeah, you're getting the full Monty.
Let's talk about things you never knew you needed in your life.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not? About
why
do you need the condom?
You never thought you had to spend $58 on discounted.
It's on sale. It used to be $180. That's
what?
like the Kohl's bullshit. You got to get on that.
Yeah. So,
why can't it be 69%?
Dude,
off
I'm telling you,
68?
come on, man. Missed opportunities, Wish. You got to figure it out.
Because they wanted
yeah.
you to say that, Alex. They knew you were going to
Maybe.
And they're just setting me up, right?
Yeah, Wish is full on clickbait. So
All right,
that's
well, I'm not
our-
a foot guy. I hate feet, so I would never buy this product.
I honestly don't give a fuck if I don't.
I mean, I'm impartial on feet. I can do that.
What?
Yeah, you know.
No,
I've literally.
that's disgusting. You guys are fucking disgusting.
I can
That's
honestly say
terrible.
I have made money licking a foot before. Yeah.
No.
Is this what you have to do when you work for Clock?
This is what you got to do, baby. You got
You
to
gotta
make ends
supplement
meet.
the bills
COVID.
with foot licking?
COVID was crazy,
here's
baby.
the thing about Kevin.
That's how
though,
I
too,
met
is that
Teddy.
Kevin half tells stories on the show. He'll go, "Oh, my Uber driver beat the shit out of me," but then he doesn't tell the rest of the show. Or
Yeah, I
the
remember
story.
that. That was
And
really
we
rough.
took a duo cast where we were supposed to catch up on everything, and we didn't.
And then he goes, "Oh, I licked a foot for money," but we're never going to hear the second side of that story. I know it. I know
Yeah.
you're not
Probably
going to tell the
better. It's
story.
probably better off.
This is me teasing my own podcast.
Let me ask you this:
coming
was
up.
it a male or female's foot?
It was a female's foot. I remember her name. She's a pretty girl.
Her
Very
name's
pretty
Teddy.
girl.
Okay.
It's weird. Her name is actually Marla. I would be so
Marla?
surprised. Yeah, I went to high school with her. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's a
Old
beautiful
folks'
name.
home?
No, dude, I guess that is kind of an old people name, but I was first introduced to it from Fight Club. That was the only other Marla I ever heard of was in Fight Club.
The movie's
I
25 years
don't-
old.
And that movie's old now, yeah.
I don't know that movie.
Okay, what's next?
All
here?
right,
Like,
next up.
But by the way, there's no problem with feet. Like
No
I'm
problem.
cool with
I have
feet.
zero problem with
Yeah.
feet. This is just fucking funny.
Is that
But
a,
what is the? I think you need to explain what the wish is at. Like, what are we doing? Are we
So what
guessing
the wish
it
is that is basically, so you find, I just started to dig up a bunch of weird Wish advertisements, but it originally started because I thought that I got some advertisements on Facebook from Wish. It was like the most clickbaity shit in the world, like literally this. And it's like, find great deals at wish.com or on our app. And I'm like, I want to click this and I want to see what the fuck it is. You
Yeah.
click it, it doesn't actually follow the advertisement link. It just shows you Wish, and you're
Okay,
forever
now
lost.
can we go back to the Irish car spoiler?
Yes, yes, the super tiny car spoiler.
That's a
Like,
very. How much is it?
It's built for aerodynamics.
it's so this is one of the ones that didn't have the price that as soon as you clicked on it, it took you just to the app, so you didn't get to see anything else.
Don't you hate that? So every once in a while, you'll get an ad, and you'll click on it, and it won't even take you to the product. And how the fuck are you even gonna find
So
How
it?
does this
exactly.
company make money? Like they're like, here's a cheap short spoiler for your car, which is the dumbest thing you put on your car, and then you click it and it goes to like just a fucking foot fetish. I don't understand it.
So Wish
Life is strange.
are you guys familiar with like it's basically Wish is like the wholesaler for online sales. Like if it doesn't work on Amazon, if it doesn't work on Overstock, if it doesn't work on whatever comes after that, they go to Wish. And this is just a fake ass carbon fiber spoiler that thousands of people have on their like Chevy Impalas or something like that. Just adorable and tiny, and it probably stayed on for a week and a half and then blew off, and they didn't even realize it. But they didn't miss it because they spent, $6.95 on it.
So dumb.
So that's the clean ones. I'm starting to realize the clean ones aren't very fun.
No. Can we not do the?
Yeah. Hang on.
First
Do
of
I
all,
have a
I see
dirty one?
number 4.
Oh no.
Are people? Is this actually live? Are people watching us?
No, they're
live?
not watching us
No.
live. This only gets put up on YouTube and Spotify afterwards. So
You don't know. Like, I mean, I would wear that Kim Jong Un
in
t-shirt.
a second, dude, in one fucking second, I would wear this.
You know,
And is he wearing like a lady's dress? Is that like
it's
It's Mona
what's her
Lisa.
name? Mona Lisa.
the Mona Lisa? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's just hipsters. Fuck, man. Get me a PBR and then let me throw
Bro,
that
let's
shit
go, right? I
Yeah.
bought a lot of, I actually have like a full-on Twitch wardrobe, like a full thing under the bed of just shirts I would try and like
on.
circulate.
Somebody
through
link
Twitch.
me. I gotta buy this. This thing is just.
I actually think I
God.
might have the actual. Here, you can just search newest fashion women's men's Kim Jong Un Mona Lisa
Newest?
funny 3D print casual T-shirt.
Bro,
Dude,
can
I'm
you
telling
imagine-
you.
Can you
Wish-
imagine if their sales went
Isn't
up
it much
by, like-
easier just to link me? By the way, because that's
What's that?
Can't you just link me? That's a lot of words.
It's a lot of words. I'll send it to you afterward.
Hold on, wait, go back up. Go back up. Hold on. Hey Alexa, Order me a newest fashion women's men's Kim Jong-un Mona Lisa funny 3D print casual t-shirt.
Dude, I found one that's even better. It's got like Kim Jong-un in an Adidas tracksuit with like a nuclear missile behind him.
Dude,
He's smoking a
see,
cigarette.
that is, I'm telling you,
Okay.
man. If
Okay.
nothing else, how did Alexa do?
I don't know. I think I had it in the chat. Maybe somebody could grab it.
It didn't. Obviously, Amazon didn't come up with that, but there is a T-shirt with Kim Jong Un, and it says "Send nukes" instead of "Send nudes."
Oh God.
This is the shit we try to uncover, and that's our 3 for what the wish is.
Oh, I
that.
see it. It looks like the Obey thing, right?
Oh
With
shit!
like the red stripe.
Oh, word! I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yep, that's what the wish is.
Dad
that.
joke or no, Kevin? Your call.
Sure. Yeah, I've got dad jokes.
Do one, two. You call it, and then we'll wrap this up. I know
Let me
Alex has got a
see
ton to do.
What I got? Yeah, I don't want to.
We've
That's the
taken
thing. We
enough
have
of
so much fun, but we end up taking up so much time. These are some good ones. I got some good ones for you guys this week.
Got our dad joke music here. Here we go.
Gotta do the dance. People come back for the dance, Shorty.
I don't think they do.
They never come for the dance.
I don't even know if the guests get this far into the podcast, to be very honest.
No way. No fucking way.
All right,
so
dad jokes with Hi Kevin.
So I used to do drugs in the 90s. Now I don't care what temperature it is.
Yeah. Were you on Reddit?
Of course.
It's, yeah.
Are you? So you follow dad jokes? So you might have read
Yep.
every single one of these.
But they're great.
They're so great.
yeah,
They're so great. This one's kind of a throwback.
Well, we rate
all
them. So Alex,
Oh, right,
Alex, you have to
right.
Rate the
We
dad
do
joke.
rate
1 to 10. 1 sucks. 10 the greatest.
Oh, this is tough because that was a good one, but like I've already heard.
You've heard it.
That part of the
Play into it, man.
part of the dad joke is a punchline. So like if you know the punchline, I'll give that a 6.
Okay, I'll take a 6.
I'm gonna give it a 6 as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's good for Shorty, by the way. We all know where the Big Apple is, but does anyone know where the Mini Apple is?
Oh jeez.
Oh.
I had not heard that one. That was great.
Yeah. I've got sources other than Reddit. I won't lie. Yeah.
I'll rate it a 5.
I'll give it a 7.
Okay,
I
thank you.
enjoyed it.
Thank you for evening that out. I'm at a solid 6 on the week, which is good. So I guess that
Final
means
dad joke.
I gotta go with a slightly longer one. A married guy is complaining to his friend, right? He said, "I've been having sex with my wife lately, but she's been making me pay for it like a hooker." So his buddy asks, of course, "How much is she charging you?" And the husband says, $50 each time. And the buddy says, "Damn, that's a great deal. She's been charging me $200."
Oh.
She's cheating on her husband.
Yeah, no.
I've got here. Want me to tell my own dad joke?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah,
We
yeah,
love
yeah.
doing
Okay.
that. Love that.
So I came home from work. My wife was packing her bags. And
I was like,
I'm like, "Where are you going?" "No, where are you going?" She's, "You're packing your bags. Are you leaving?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to Las Vegas." And he's like, "What are you going to do there?" She said, "Well, I understand that the prostitution is legal out there, and I could get $400 a night for what I give for you for free." And he's like, "Okay." He started packing his bags. And she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "I want to see how you live on $400 a year."
Oh my God. Bro. You take the cake, man. Well done. Well done.
That's okay. I give Nepa
Damn.
a 10. That was a 10.
Yeah, Nepa's
I've
full on.
never rated a 10 before.
Not true. You gave me a 90 out of 10 the other day.
Did I?
On that Jamaican one.
I don't remember.
You don't even remember the
Jamaican
joke. It was a long joke. You'll have to listen to the podcast.
the Russian roulette.
The Russian roulette one was dark. Nepa, that was fire, dude.
I mean, obviously, I didn't make that joke up. I read it on Reddit. So
But you did say it from memory, which I don't do. I don't tell. I read right off my phone every single one of these jokes because I got to write them down every week. Fucking 3 a week. It's hard to remember shit.
So fuck it. I'll do my weird news anyway. Whatever.
Yeah, do your
It's
weird
just real
news.
quick.
Fuck it.
Real
Yeah.
quick. Since we're already at 2 hours of the podcast. The Cash Me Outside girl, who's 19, has paid all cash for a $6 million mansion. Hey, boys, do you want to take a guess as how she got her $6 million?
I see both of our jokes earlier.
Was she that hot before?
I don't.
How does she look?
I
think that's
mean,
hot?
she was. Let's see. What was it, Dr. Phil?
Or is it only because I saw $6 million cash that I thought that she was good looking?
There you go. There's your girl. So that's what she
Yeah,
looked
she
like.
was
then.
not that good looking.
Okay. She's.
She looked way better in the other photo.
She also. Well, she has millions of dollars.
What they
now.
call a glow up.
Yeah. Glow up. There you go. True.
Danielle Bergoli. Is that Bergoli? Am I saying her name right?
Bergoli, that sounds right.
Sounds like she's straight out of New Jersey.
She's the.
Mm-hmm.
She's the girl who we all know from Dr. Phil. The 19-year-old now has a rap name, Bahadi? Is that my
Bad Bobby.
Yeah. Sure.
Bad Bobby.
She has a
saying
7-bedroom,
Bad Barbie.
7-bath house that is $6 million. How did she pay for the house, Kevin?
Well, you told me this.
I did?
Yeah, you told me this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We talked about this earlier. She opened an OnlyFans.
She did, yes.
She made like $1 million in one day.
She made $1 million in 24 hours, Alex. Now, Alex,
Nepa.
I do have a question.
Fake
Is
titties.
she an Ohio 4 or is she a Kentucky 7?
I don't know. She's probably like an Ohio 5.
She's a
Not my
Canadian
thing.
too.
I don't like skinny girls. Like I just can't. I can't like. Yeah.
Well,
Too skinny.
I don't care. She's a fucking trip. She is a anywhere 0 because without a doubt, there's so much fucking baggage coming along with that girl.
She'd probably be super fun. Like, I mean, that kind of bullshit.
For
like,
a
it's
week.
Probably not a week. Are you out of your mind? I couldn't last that long.
I
20 minutes.
bet she's hilarious. I bet she's hilarious in elevators.
Oh my god, yeah,
She's probably an example. Like, that's probably the same girl, man. Like, just
Dude.
that might be that girl's daughter.
That, probably not far off.
Her
honey
Alex-
boo boo.
Alex, I want to have you back on. We had so much that we did not actually get to.
It was a good time.
About your family and stuff. I wanted to kind of go down that road, but obviously we're rolling up here on 2 hours, which I think is the longest podcast.
This is officially the longest podcast we've ever done.
Stay tuned for some time when we'll be wholesome next time.
Yeah.
not so.
We'll
Or
try.
you just drag us on your show, and you could just drag us
Hell
through
yeah,
for
yeah.
2 hours on your show. I love your
can
show.
definitely
Thanks for continuing to do it. You can find
Thank
Sips and Ish anywhere you get a podcast, and of course on YouTube as well. You could subscribe, like, and comment, of course, on our YouTube channel, the Radio Shorty Podcast with DJ Hi Kevin, and of course find us wherever we are on podcast apps as well. Kevin, any final words? Anything else we need to talk about? Because I think Alex is pretty much tired of us at this point.
No, I want to give Nepa the last word though. Nepa, bro, first off, thank you so much for coming on, man. You're a good buddy, and you've trusted me with an amazing spot that you have helped rebuild. And yeah, what do you got to say to the world, dude?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Enjoyed spending the afternoon with you. Just stay tuned to my social in terms of tuning into the Sips and Ish live, I guess, and I'll be putting out mixes. So if you like to listen to DJ mixes, check me out on Mixcloud at Mint DJ Events. And then that's it. Thank you, guys.
Boom. Cool. That's it then. Also, the Basement Night spot on Instagram. Make sure you check that out because I have so much fun following you guys on there. Crazy talent. You guys had, was it Loud Luxury there?
Yeah. I'm actually just as excited. Dude, this guy is like a crazy awesome editor, and he could be a future podcast guest. But I'm bringing in, speaking of Milwaukee, which is where Midwest DJs Live is, Even Steve.
Dude, I'm literally looking at the post right now. Like,
yeah, Even Steve is coming out on Friday, so we'll be hanging out, and pumped to have him. He's somebody that's kind of new on the edit scene that I think is crushing the game.
Cool, man. Sweet stuff. Thank you again, dude. You are such a pleasure. And that's it. Shorty.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Please remain seated.